Hurrah for Aviary drama. January 31st, the Monday. Huh? Why are some of these doubled up? Weird. Feel like that's a small glitch. Let's see if we can't clear that real fast. Stop dilly-dallying, Falcon! We have a rebel group to find. Ugh. Ah, yeah, see? I broke the game. And I fixed it. Ah, yes. You and your dancing cats there, Cozy. Alright. So, the refresher. We have been asked by the Rooster police officer to help find an arms dealer supplying the rebel insurrection. We also need to help an inventor finish his invention to help pay off Sparrowson's medical debt. And we've also hired R&M Associates to look into who the man is. So, yeah. I guess. Where should we go? Let's go to the Palais de Louvre. Louvre? Excuse me, madame. Do you have a moment to talk about the cult of reason? Peddle your pyramid scheme to someone else, but I've got a kid to feed. Madame, it's not a pyramid scheme, madame. Take a leaflet at least. What about you, monsieur? Would you like to learn about the glorious teachings of Jacques Herbert? But a cult, is it? Not today, monsieur. I've already been in my fair share of cults. But this cult is different. We don't drink the Kool-Aid. Member of the Cult of Reason, huh? Strange. I thought that cult died out way back in the old revolution. Hey, Falcon, that person. It looks like a run-of-the-mill cultist. I can see that, but doesn't his face look familiar to you? Very familiar. Actually, the resemblance is uncanny. Shall we get his attention? Uh-oh. He spotted us. Just a bunch of awkward staring. Wait, monsieur, we would like a quick word. Come back, teach us about the wonders of the Cult of Reason. He's gone. So, I'm not going crazy, right? That guy was the splitting image of Judge Romulus, wasn't he? I can't deny the similarity. Then again, there are plenty of wolves in Paris. Maybe there's no link at all. Either way, we have an investigation to conduct. Let's focus on that. Right. Where to first? Let's go to the Tuileries. Falcon, isn't that our old friend? You! You promised to get my sentence reduced. What happened with that? Why am I still stuck doing mule work, huh? Well, we've been a little distracted. We had this messy case, and now investigating stuff. But I guess we can fit in some time to see the judge. Oh, mon dieu, forget it! I've only got another week to go, and then I'm done with this dumb job. So what do you want? I haven't found any interesting bits of paper today, if that's what you were hoping for. Actually, we just want to ask you some questions, if you have a moment. I have a moment, just the one, mind. What should we ask the poor man? He most likely doesn't know anything about an uprising, but if he's only got a moment and we have one question, let's ask about the cultists. Did you see the cultists in the Place des Corsols? Yep, he's been hanging around all week. Today he tried to hand me a leaflet, so I told him where to put it. And where would that be? What? Where did you tell him to put the leaflet? Oh, I see. Never mind. Monsieur Robinho. What do you know about that guy? What's his story? His story? How should I know? He's a cultist loser. The Louvre attracts those types of crazies all the time. I see. Did you two want something else? Oh, I guess I can ask him both questions. Monsieur Robinho, do you know about an uprising? You mean like a rebellion? Yeah, I've heard the rumors. There are a lot of uneasy people in Paris. What kind of rumors? Nothing specific, just that there's a group planning to form a huge protest before the end of February. Some say it might go violent. If you were wise, you would probably fly out of the city as soon as possible. So people say, do you plan on leaving? I couldn't if I wanted to. No thanks to you guys, but in any case, I'm sticking around for the photograph opportunities. Wartime photography. Imagine the possibilities. Sounds profitable. How's like easy money? You betcha. Ka-ching. Anyway, do you want something else? Nope, that's all. That's all. We'll get back to work, monsieur. Let's check out the Salle du Tibre. This is the room we investigated during the Poison Rose case, right? Why are we back here? I can't help but feel I saw something here a couple of weeks ago. Something that may be of use to us. Ready? Alright, let's take a look around. This wouldn't do. It looks like it's made of iron. It'd be too heavy to move anyway. How ironic. That's not... Never mind. Even if this column were useful, I can't imagine we could take it with us. What about this column? What about these? Some of these plates look like a suitable size, but I think they're made of bronze. That's no good. What about this column? Columns! These could be useful if we feel like recreating famous moments from Roman history. I'll be Brutus, you be Caesar. Why do I have to be Caesar? Actually, never mind that. Why are we acting out Roman history? We have a job to do. Is this thing useful, the giant doorstop? No, but I'll keep it in mind in case we encounter any giant doors. Yes, thank you. This urn. I remember it. It's the one that smelled of chocolate. Yes, but more importantly, it's made of copper. Why is that important? Oh, I see. You're thinking of Monsieur Touré's request. He wanted a copper pot, didn't he? This would do nicely, but this is a museum piece. We couldn't just take it. Could we? Couldn't we? I don't know. Could we? Could we? We don't really have extra money. Could we? We could. Couldn't we? Could we or couldn't we? We could or we couldn't? To do or not to do? The question truly is... Are your fingers sticky? We all know the answer. We could. You want to be a museum robber, Sparrowson? It's been my lifelong dream. Marvelous! Put this on your coat. That's not gonna fit under my coat. You're already weirdly shaped. No one will see anything out of the ordinary. Hey! Copper urn has been sneakily added to your evidence folder. This is exciting. What else should we steal? Nothing. We're going to leave before we draw suspicion. How about a painting? Just a small one no one would care about, like the Mona Lisa. Let's steal the Mona Lisa. Let's not. Okay, I have now just stolen it. We're done here. For now, at least. We can't spend all day robbing Roman artifacts, I suppose. Say, where to next? Let's go to the gallery. Let's see, who to question? Who to question? Oh dear, it's these guys again. Keep it together, Eric. Maybe they won't recognize you. Excuse me, monsieur, it's us, the Philistines, remember? Were they talking to me? Ah, shit. Definitely talking to me. Okay, deep breaths, Eric. Hi! We have a couple of questions if it's, not too much trouble. Oh, it's no trouble at all. What's the deal with the cultists outside? Did you see the cultists outside? The cultist? Oh, you mean that cult of reason fellow? Yeah. He accosted me a few days ago. We chatted for a while. Not by choice, of course, but because I didn't know how to get out of the conversation. It got a little out of hand. He insisted that I take a pamphlet. Let's have a look at this. Be your own god! An introductory guide to the cult of reason by Jacques Hebert. And he even added his own signature, see? At the bottom there? To my new bestest bud, Eric, happy reading, best wishes, Sylvius. Greeting too, what a fiendish color choice. The guy was such a slimeball, we aren't even close to bestest buddies. At least we know the cultist's name, Sylvius. Do you mind if we keep this pamphlet, monsieur? Be my guest, I don't want it. Cool. You want something else? Do you know about an uprising? Uprising? You know, people getting angry, being violent, overthrowing the government, stuff like that. Goodness, no, I don't know anything about this sort of thing. Never mind then. You know, the uprising of the hippies! That's all, thank you for your time, Monsieur. You've been great help. Oh, it's no trouble. No trouble at all. see. I mean, we talked to him, we stole stuff from here. I guess that's technically everything here. Are we all done here? Yeah, let's go. Yep, let's make a move. Good call. We can always come back later if we've forgotten something. A new day. A new dawn. We saw Mr. Elephant. He seems a little suspicious because he has been in several cults in the past. Let's go see Mr. Elephant, see if he knows anything. Welcome in. Oh, it's you two again. You remember us? I guess that's no surprise. Of course I remember. You are the messieurs who ask many questions and buy little chocolate. Afraid we have more questions today, Monsieur Haggle Slack. Thanks for being patient with us. Do you know about an uprising? Have you heard any rumors of rebellion in Paris recently? Why, monsieur, there are always rumors of rebellion in Paris. The citizens whisper in the shadows. The bourgeoisie cower in fear. Yes, but have you personally heard anything specific? No, monsieur. Have you heard of the croque, monsieur? You sell chocolate to a lot of people. Have you come across any unsavory characters in your occupation? Of course, one time I was hiking through the mountains of the Netherlands and I was accosted by an overzealous tulip salesman. I threw a fistful of Dutch rubles at him and made a hasty retreat. Can't help but wonder about the legitimacy of Lander's stories. For some reason, his tangential rants don't bother me. Let me be more specific. We're looking for a person called the Croque Monsieur. Does the name sound familiar? No, monsieur. Well, this was a waste of a day. I suppose we're done here. I guess it was a little silly of me to look for intel about a rebellion in a chocolate shop. Perhaps I could help you with something else, monsieur. Like what? Well, you may have noticed that this is, in fact, a chocolate shop. I am much better served as a chocolate salesman than a rumor mongerer. Ah, of course. May I have a chocolate recommendation? I'm looking to buy a box of chocolates for a friend. May I have a recommendation? Could it be? Am I the friend Falcon? Is this a gift for me? Certainly, monsieur. If you're looking for something romantic, then perhaps an elegant heart-shaped selection from Tuscany would suit you. Romantic, you say? I don't feel that way about you, Falcon, but how could I decline such a scrumptious gift? No, that wouldn't work. Everything would be suitable for any occasion. Then perhaps you would like this box of 20 creamy chocolate swirls from London. They are very sweet. Nobody can resist. Yes, those are perfect. Take them, Falcon. Take them. For pity's sake, Sparrowson, why are you being so fidgety? No reason. Then cut it out. It's weird. I think these would work nicely, Monsieur Haggle Slack. What are they, 5 francs? Perhaps a little steep for some, but I assure you that their quality more than justifies the price tag. 5 francs. But we know we have to pay 100 francs. But are there extra costs? I wonder if we could get a discount, though. It doesn't hurt to ask. Can I get a discount? Can I get a good guy discount, for being such an upstanding citizen? I really shouldn't, monsieur. I understand. Ha! Just kidding. Of course you can. I'll to give you these for free as a token of Belgian generosity. Really? Of course. Because you are such wonderful customers. Yeah? Absolutely. One moment, if you please, messieurs. I shall go wrap these up. Falcon. What is it? I just want to say you have been a great friend and an inspirational mentor. I have ample amounts of respect for you as a person, and you do know that these chocolates aren't for you, right? Oh. Yeah, I knew that. Good. Just making sure. You're breaking my heart, Falcon. Here you are, monsieur. I'm sure the recipients will enjoy them. Thank you very much, monsieur, and thank you for putting up with our endless questions. It has been my pleasure, monsieur. A new day. It is now Wednesday. Da ba dum bum. Ba ba da da. Ba ba da da. So where should we go? So, hold on. I need to go to our offices real fast. I need to check my evidence folder. Okay. Shopping list. Gustav requires 1 copper pot and 1 reel of string. He's looking for fishing line. Okay. You've got the copper urn. You scoundrel. Thank you. We got our assigned cult guide. Got chocolates. Sparrowson can barely contain himself around them. Then who knows? The fact that Pont des Arts is an option here that takes all day tells me that Pont des Arts will... Isn't that where the Kingfisher is? The guy who is a person who fishes but is not a fisherman. Is? Yeah, I believe it is. This is also where we got fished up, so maybe we can find some reel there. We don't need to go to the bars. We were told not to come here for 3 days. This is day 2. I don't know why we would go to Palais de Justice. We don't have to need to go there. We don't need to go to the prison right now. No reason to go to the Chateau Crenier. Sure, let's go to the Pont des Arts. Shall we? Well, 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 if it isn't the rude lawyers. You know, you owe me, big guy. I owe you? Yep, my fishing line snapped when I dragged you out of the water the other day. I had to buy a new reel. So the way I see it, you owe me 2 francs for the fishing line and 1 million francs for saving your life. I don't have 1 million and 2 francs, really? But you look so bougie. Alright, I tell you what, 2 francs for the line and we'll call it even. I don't know you squat. I don't owe you anything, Moncho. You dragged me out of the water of your own volition. So much for gratitude. Well, if you didn't come to pay your debt, then why are you here? Why are we here? Oh, right. We have some questions. Have you heard of the Croque Monsieur? Man called the Croque Monsieur. Nope, doesn't ring any bells. That's a strange name, though. Did the man name himself after the sandwich, or was the sandwich named after him? I have absolutely no idea. I can only aspire to have a sandwich named after me one day. I, too, would like a food named after me. I hope it's a pizza-inspired dish. The Sparrowson. Thick slices of white bread, mayonnaise, cheese, chicken, bacon, slices of sausage, honey-glazed ham. Stop. You'll give us all heart attacks. How's the fishing? So, caught anything good? Today? Not a kipper. This new fishing line is really good, but I've run out of good bait, so it's practically useless by itself. That's quite an issue. Hey, Falcon, do you think that fishing line will work as that high-grade string Monsieur Trouvé wanted it? Just might. Say, Monsieur Kingley, since you aren't catching anything, would it be possible for us to take that new fishing line off your hands? Sure. What's it worth? Didn't we already go over the fishing line payment business? Yeah, but that was compensation for the old line. If you want to buy this new line, that's a whole separate matter. Also, I saved your life, remember? And I was polite enough not to rub that fact in your face. Much. Fine, fine. So how much did the new line cost? 10 francs. There's no way that line cost 10 francs. You're right, it costs 1. But I had a little markup. That is obscene. I guess it is a bit. I'll tell you what. You can bribe me with some killer bait, I'll give you the line for free. Killer bait? Like worms? Sure, worms, sweets, whatever. So what'll be? Do you have some bait, or do you want to pay me with cash? But we got the chocolates. Falcon has an idea for the chocolates. 10 francs is probably still cheaper than whatever we would have paid for whatever other fine line there was. And now there's a cat that's staring at me from down the hall, acting like he doesn't want in, but he does. guess he doesn't get to come in. I'm gonna sit down, roll right back, and he's gonna go BAM! He hasn't hit it. 10 francs, which would put us at 119 francs. I'll pay for it. I am done playing this stupid run-around fetch quest nonsense. Here's the 10 francs. Excellent! And here's your line. Wait, hold on. Now I have no fishing line or bait! I did not think this deal through. Oh well. Can I help you with anything else? Nope, that's all. I think we're done here. Happy fishing, monsieur. Bye, monsieur fisherman. Hey, no, I hate being called that. Sorry. Monsieur Kingfisher. A new day. Alright, so I believe it's been 3 days since we talked to R&M, so let's go say hi. Monsieur Vulps, you've managed to dig up some good information, I trust. There is good news and there is bad news. Hit me with the bad news first. The Croque Monsieur refuses to speak with anyone who does not know a secret password. I'm afraid I was unable to procure that particular password. I see, that is a problem. So what's the good news? You want to meet the Croque Monsieur anyway? I've learned that he lurks around the Rue des Marmosettes on Friday evenings. The Rue des Marmosettes? Oh, the Monkey Road by Notre Dame. That's easy enough to get to. I apologize that I could not be of more help. That's no problem at all, Monsieur. You've given us a fantastic lead. Rue des Marmosettes on Friday. I'll be there. I think we know what the password is. We do? Come on, Falcon. Don't be a bird brain. I shan't delay you two any longer. I'm sure you have a lot of investigative work to do. That we do. Thanks for all the help, Monsieur Vulps. Well, that was an easy day. What day is... Oh, it's Friday. Oh, well, that's awkward. Rue des Marmosettes, then. Is that him? It must be. Excuse me, monsieur. I don't recognize yous, fellas. Oh, it's the password. The password? Dagon, Zora, Etam. This little butthole made me chase him down the hall just to grab him. Look out your window and go to bed. It is Itam. Remember, Casperism's like, that's mate backwards. Itam. Oh, I took you fellas for bird brain cops, but you actually know the secret password. So what do you want? Well, let's start with introductions. You are Croque Monsieur, are you not? That's the Croque Monsieur to you. Mon Dieu, people always get the pronunciation wrong. I'm not really hearing the difference. In case, Monsieur Croque Monsieur, my name is... Don't tell me, you idiot. Bringing up names can mess up an entire meeting. Why do you think I use an alias? Just tell me what you want. Drugs, guns, explosives, slaves. Come on, I don't have all day. Well, to be honest, what I really want is... What do we want? So... I feel like if we ask for information, we're gonna chase him off because, you know, this guy is a black market dealer. So then, but I feel like asking for cheap guns is a little bit of a, why would a black market dealer want to give you a bunch of cheap guns? Well, I guess they don't care. They just want to move stock. But a better thing is to give out the fancy. So how about a fancy gun? What have you got? Fancy gun. I need an exquisite firearm that can't be bought from any old gunsmith or merchant. Ah, you're a man with discerning tastes, huh? Take a look at this. It's my own custom manufactured masterpiece. The greatest pistol in the world. Double-barreled, ivory-handled, percussion cap, of course. Takes mini ball ammunition, so it's super accurate. Certainly quite something. I'll give you this one right here and now for 500 francs. 500 francs for one gun. That looks nice, but it can't be that good. Listen, this is a one-of-a-kind gun, double-barreled mini-ball pistol. That's cutting-edge technology. Frankly, you're rubbing me blind at 500, so are you gonna take it? Or what? Do you take checks? Very funny. And no, I don't take pocket lint either. It's cold, hard Napoleons only. Well, well, well. Sainte merde, it's the Vods! Treat it! Wait, Monsieur, croque, Monsieur, come back! Never fear, Falcon, I'll tell you that dastardly fellow. Don't get too close, Sparrowson, that crocodile's got a gun! What's all this ruckus? Playing cops and robbers, are we, JJ? Are you blind, Severine? That was the croque, Monsieur! We were on the crux of extracting some vital information about the rebels, but your smug entrance just ruined everything. Huh? That was the croque, Monsieur? I never would have guessed. You don't sound very concerned. Oh, don't get me wrong, I'm quite impressed that you managed to track down such an elusive criminal, but I have something much more pressing that I need to discuss with you. More pressing than finding the rebels? Perhaps. JJ, I want you to answer this question sincerely and honestly. Did you go by a different name prior to enrolling at Paris Law School? What? What does that have to do with a rebel investigation, or to do with anything for that matter? I'd appreciate it if you just answered the question, JJ. I need to hear it from your own beak. Have you ever gone by a different name? Ooh. Ooh. Do we admit it? I mean, as the omnipotent narrator, we do know that he is aware that we went by a different name in the past, though we are not the true omnipotent narrator because we don't actually know what he went by. So the question becomes, do we admit it? Do we hide it? Or we tell him to go stuff it like a chicken? I mean, Cocorico is starting to warm up to us, too. Stuff it like a turkey. But he's a rooster. A rooster! See? Severine Cocorico, successful and pompous public prosecutor, has a love of philosophy and a hobby of humiliating Falcon. But again, he already knows us. He knows. Yes. I don't deny it, a man has a right to change his name. Indeed, a man does have that right, but why would a man do such a thing? I don't appreciate your accusatory tone. You sound just like Inspector Volerty. Wait, that's it, isn't it? The inspector ordered you to dig up some dirt on me, didn't he? Answer me, Severine. What is going on? What did Inspector Volerty say? Man, that croc can run. It appears that you two are making solid progress with your investigation into the rebel group. I'll be sure to let the inspector know. Where are you going? We haven't finished our discussion, Severine. We have. I've learned what I came here to find out. Good day, JJ. Good day, Sparrowson. What? What was that all about? It doesn't matter. Severine's just poking his beak where it doesn't belong. Heh. Nosy. Blighter. So, tell me about your little adventure, Sparrowson. You lost the croque monsieur, I take it? Yeah. He looks like a stumpy reptile. But he ran like a gazelle. I lost him in no time at all. I see. Well, with the croque monsieur's lead gone, our investigation has reached a dead end. Not entirely. He dropped something during the chase. He dropped something? What exactly? I'll show you. Follow me. I think you need to do more exercise, Sparrowson. Don't judge me. Ow! 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 Mon Dieu, what is it now? Muscle cramp? No, my foot's hurting. I think I got something in my shoe. Well, grit your beak and bear it. This is where you saw the crocodile drop something, right? Yeah, it's somewhere around here. Now let's put on our investigative hats and find whatever it is. Bro, I don't know. The sign is difficult to read. The paint has fainted. Trudel fruitier. Twigdel. There's no way it says that. You just made those words up. Oh, well, it's a made-up falcon. I mean, he's got a point. All words are indeed made up. Oh, what is? I see hanging bushels of onions. Bushels? That can't be right. It's sprigs. Sprigs of onions. How about bundles of onions? That's pretty neutral. Confederacies of onions. Okay, we're done here. Flocks of onions. We're done. A murder of onions? Yeah! This is the thing the croque monsieur dropped. It's a list. 40 muskets, 20 pistols, gunpowder, 3,000 musket balls to be delivered to the sleeping city. This is an invoice. I don't see any names on here, but given the contents and quantities, the goods are probably intended for the rebels. Excellent finds, Sparrowson. It was nothing. But the sleeping city, where could that be? Well, it's a city that sleeps a lot, so somewhere in Spain would be my guess. Pretty sure that the location is not a literal city. For one thing, we already know the city where the rebels are gathering. It's right here in Paris. Sleeping city is a code phrase, like a riddle. A riddle, Well, I'm stumped, and hmming isn't getting us anywhere. We must find someone who can solve it. We need a person who's knowledgeable about all manner of riddles and puzzles. I know it all, huh? Precisely. In the meantime, I'll file this away for safekeeping. Do you think the croque dropped anything else? Noah's Bar. All animals are welcome. Except mosquitoes. You bloodsuckers can go get your fix someplace else. Noah feels pretty strongly about mosquitoes, huh? No idea. Well, he has a point. I'm not saying all mosquitoes are all bloodsuckers, but... Whoa, Falcon! Keep it classy. I'm just stating facts. I had no idea that he hated bugs. An empty cot. Someone has scrawled the word Descartes on it. The owner's name, perhaps? I don't think so, Falcon. See the graffiti on the wall behind you? The wall. Someone thinks just funny. Descartes, de wall, de funny. Nailed it. Out of 10. Does that street lamp look broken to you? Yep, I think all the lamps on the street have been vandalized. The ground is covered in glass for the broken pans. Oh, that explains why my foot is hurting. It does. There's glass in the sole of my shoe. I must have trodden on some shards while chasing after the croque monsieur. Oh no, my good shoes are ruined. Well, I wouldn't say good. You paid 20 cents for them. File this away in the evidence folder. You want me to file away the broken glass? Yep, I'm filing an official formal complaint to the government. Their faulty street lamp has ruined my shoes and I am owed compensation! I think the government officials have better things to do than worrying about your 20-cent shoes, Sparrowson. We'll see about that. Are you satisfied? We have real evidence to find. Yes, like we need to find the horse. Because, you know, you never put Descartes before the horse. But there is Descartes, but where is the horse? We found the wall and we found the joke. Alright, so is that everything? It looks like it. I'm not getting anything else. I think we're done here. Okay, I guess we can always come back if we've forgotten something. Oof. Oh, La Leon. Is the room to your liking, mademoiselle? I don't call me that. My apologies, madame, but what are your thoughts? Is the room suitable? It's dark, cramped, and more than a little macabre, but it will do. Excellent. I have hired private security to guard the entrance 24 hours a day. Rest assured, your weapons are safe. Tell me, Friar, are we doing the right thing? Of course we are, madame. There cannot be change without bloodshed. No revolution without revolution. What? Surely you aren't having second thoughts? Of course not. I want nothing more than to serve justice to the corrupted rulers of this country. When that time comes, I'll be the one to pull the trigger. Ooh. Alright, so if we're looking for a person who's a know-it-all, you gotta look to the bibliothèque. Okay. Do you think Nathan likes riddles? I love that. Nathan. Of course, all librarians like riddles. Seems like a bit of a stereotype, that's all I'm saying. Stereotype or not, we have to hope that it's true. That Boffin is our best chance at getting to the bottom of this. Time to put our polite faces on, he's here now. Good day, Dromio and Dromio. Why, good day, monsieur. It's a pleasure to see you again on this fine day. Tell me, kind monsieur, do you like riddles? Of course. Here's one for you, messieurs. What has 2 mouths and 4 ears, yet talks twice as much as it listens? 2 mouths and 4 ears? I probably think he's talking about us. What do you think? Do you know the answer to this riddle? Or do you think he's just mocking us? You. It's you, messieurs, you. You come in here yammering and yelling, never stopping to close your beaks for 1 minute. Oh, haha, very good, monsieur. Laughs Frozen, we need to get into his good book. Ha ha ha! What was that? Sorry, I can't fake a laugh. Oh, mon dieu. Stop this farce. You messieurs obviously have some inane riddle that you want solving, so let's hear it. Go on, spit it out. Oh, right. Well, if we were to say that there's a place called the Sleeping City in Paris, where would it be? That's a new one. The Sleeping City. Got it! Really? Of course. The riddle is trivially easy. There are plenty of locations that could be called a sleeping city, but only one place earns that title in Paris. Oh, and where would that be? We know the answer, of course, obviously. We're just fact-checking and make sure you got it right. Think it through, messieurs. What kind of city is only inhabited by those who sleep all day and all night? The Academy! I got it! Spain! Don't be daft, Sparrowson. Spain isn't a city, but perhaps the monsieur is referring to the capital of Spain, Madrid, nice sleepy place. Spain? Madrid? You two are remarkably dense, aren't you? Sleep is a metaphor. Actually, it's one of the oldest and most powerful metaphors in the history of literature. It symbolizes death itself. The sleeping city obviously refers to a city of the dead, a necropolis. Think, messieurs, think. Use your puny avian brains. Do we have any necropolises in Paris? Of course! The catacombs, the winding tunnels of the dead that lie beneath our feet. Very good, monsieur. That's the first semi-intelligent thing you have managed to say all day. You have more questions, don't you? Oh, yes. Tell us about the catacombs. Can you give us a brief rundown on the history of the catacombs? The cemeteries of Paris were overflowing by the end of the last century. It was a mess, from what I hear. To create space, King Louis the 16th ordered for all old skeletons to be excavated and put into the unused mine tunnels that lie under the city. So with a little renovation and many years of hard work, the mines were successfully turned into a subterranean mausoleum. So what, it's basically a grave for a few thousand skeletons? Millions, more like. Don't underestimate the size of the tunnels, messieurs. How can we get in? I know that the bourgeoisie like to the catacombs, don't they? Correct? It's quite the bougie tourist hotspot some 20 years ago. But if you were hoping to pay a visit, you are too late. The church had all the entrances sealed shut fairly recently. Why would the church do that? Believe it or not, they considered the turning of a mausoleum into a tourist attraction to be in poor taste. Oh, right. They shut down all the entrances, really? surely there must be one or two left untouched. If there is such an entrance, it is not public knowledge. I see. That is all. I think we're done for now. Thank you for your time, monsieur. Good day. If the Sleeping City really is the Paris catacombs, then there must be some way to get in. An underground tunnel network would probably be connected to the city sewers, right? So we just need to find the right manhole and boom, we're in spooky, scary skeleton town. That's a good idea. Or maybe it connects to the sign. Perhaps some swimming is in order. You two dancers are going to get yourself killed. If you really wish to visit the catacombs, you would be best off asking those responsible for the closures. The dead people? Oh, the church, monsieur. The church would know of any unsealed entrances still existing. Oh, right. I like how we can go back and talk to some places without consuming any time. Stop dilly-dallying. Yes, yes, yes. Let's go visit ones that don't cost us anything. See if we get anything. Oh, it's completely empty. Not a creature was stirring. Not even a mousey. Where's Renard? No idea, but it's no matter. We have plenty of other leads to follow. Chocolat. Welcome back, monsieur. What can I help you with? Nothing, actually. I just wanted to come back to tease Patterson. Falcon, you're a monster. Bibliotecache. I think we bothered Nathan enough at the moment. Maybe we should return when we have something meaningful to ask. So then, probably should go to the Notre Dame. Did you sneak out to the Louvre again? I keep telling you, my brother, you can't risk being seen. There is too much at stake. But the good word must be spread, my brother. We need as many supporters as possible. No more sulking in the shadows. No more cowering in the dark. We must rise up against our oppressors. Oh, before I forget, here's your pen back. I borrowed it. Again? What happened to yours? I lost it. So careless. Don't sweat the petty things, brother. Just focus on removing the obstacles that stand in the way of our father's dreams. Right, like the annoying little bird who's been poking his beak into our business. He is dangerously close to uncovering our secret. You want me to take care of him? It would be in our interest. I have a trap in mind, but... Ah, someone's coming. Go hide. Ah, my brothers have returned. What can I do for you today? A confession, perhaps? Actually, if I were here for information, we want to learn about the catacombs that lie under Paris. The catacombs? You don't want to go there, my brother. It's a wretched and haunted place. I'm sure it is, but we know that the church was responsible for having the entrances sealed shut. I figure there must be... that maybe there's a super secret friar-only entrance that only you know about. A secret entrance? That's an interesting idea. You know, you're not the first birds to have asked about that. We aren't? Yes, yes. A cockerel paid a visit yesterday. Perfect posture and snooty or one-eyed and scowling. The first. Prosecutor, I think he said he was. Anyway, I'll tell you the same thing I told him. If you venture into the catacombs, you will not return. Understood. Ooh. Loud and clear. Loud and clear. We'll stay away from those catacombs. Good. Very good. Now, if you two will excuse me, I have a sermon to prepare. Be on your way. Damn, another dead end. Maybe it's time to wrap this up. We can go tell the inspector what we found and call it a day. Don't quit just yet. I managed to take something from the friar's pocket when he gave his little warning. Seriously? Again? This is becoming a bad habit for you. Well, go on then. Let's see what you pilfered. This. You found this pen in the friar's robes. Yep. Interesting. Actually, this is more than interesting. This is amazing! This is the exact same pen the Judge Romulus uses. It even contains the same green ink. Huh. Do you think it's exactly the same pen, or do you think Romulus and Remus just have a matching set? Honestly, don't know. But but I do know that this may come in handy. I'm keeping a hold of it. We're still at a dead end, though. My gut tells me that the friar's hiding something, but I can't get him to cough up. So, like, we can beat information out of him. Let's just go do other stuff, and maybe we'll stumble across some more clues. Maybe you're right. Anyway. All right. I wonder if we can go visit Mr. Cockerel. And the Palais de Justice. Ah, Judge Maxine. Oh, hello, Monsieur Falcon and Blue Burton. Sparrowson. Right, Sparrowton. Your Honor, we heard you had an accident with a flight of stairs. It's good to see that you're back on your feet. A flight of stairs? No, I was actually assaulted, if you can believe that. I can believe that. I was just standing by the sign, minding my own business. Next thing I know, I was on a riverbank, 100 kilometers downstream. That sounds a little familiar. When I awoke, I had a mild case of amnesia. I thought I was an axolotl accountant. It took 2 weeks for me to return to full mental health. In any case, Your Honor, it's good to see you back and healthy. Would you mind if I ran a couple of questions about you as part of an investigation we're undertaking? By all means, ask away, Monsieur. Have you heard rumors of an uprising? Judge Maxime, have you heard rumors? Of course, tons. You have no idea how many criminals rant about bringing down the government. You know, I was the one in charge of prosecuting the ones behind the June Days uprising of 32. That was some messy legal work. What about recently? Have you heard anyone talk of anything specific? Well, I'm not attached to the case, but I hear that imposter, Judge Romulus, has some very strange things to say. Cults, anarchy, fire, and gunpowder. The man is not mentally stable. We knew that much already. Have you heard of the Croque Monsieur? Judge Maxime, have you heard of the person called the Croque Monsieur? You're referring to the arms dealer, aren't you? Yes! Have you ever convicted him? No, that man is notoriously unfindable and uncatchable. I don't think anyone working in law enforcement has so much as seen his face. That's crazy. Well, there's no reason why we can't be the first to stop him, right, Falcon? That's all. That's all. Thank you for your time, Your Honor. I'm sorry to hear that you thought you were an axolotl. Anytime, messieurs. Okay. Oh, we do have everything we need for Gustav. Come in. Ah, Judo, have you managed to gather materials I need? Yes, monsieur, the string and copper pot exactly as described. Here you go. What is this? Where did you get this pot? It looks like it belongs in a museum or something. It's a little tricky to procure the necessary items, but with a bit of asking around, we managed to find suitable substitutes. There's a general store down the street that sells string and discounted copper pots and the like. I assumed you would have gone shopping there. Well, no matter. Give me a minute and I'll finish assembling the device. They're like, did we just become grave robbers? Or, museum robbers for nothing? Ta-da! May I proudly present to you Gustave Trouvé's magnificent Explorer Extractical Surgical Device. Trademarked, patent pending. It looks like a pair of kitchen tongs hooked up to a stewing pot. Agreed, I wasn't expecting something so low-tech and, well, bad. Perhaps a demonstration is order. One moment, if you please. Psst, Falcon! That thing looks like junk. The whole Forge quest has been a waste of our time. I suspected that man was delusional from the very start. It would explain why he was being treated by a mental health professional. There's nothing to be done, though. Let's just humor Gustave until we get an opportunity to leave, cut our losses. What about my medical debt? Time for the demonstration. Get ready to have your stockings blown off, messieurs. So here we have one regular piece of steak. Imagine, if you will, that this is a soldier. Okay, that meat is a soldier. An oddly shaped and potentially tasty soldier. And here we have a small piece of iron. Imagine, if you will, that this is a musket ball. So a soldier is wandering through a battlefield, not a care in the world, when all of a sudden, BAM! The person has been shot. The musket ball has been embedded in the man's flesh. I'm scared, Falcon. Stand in the middle into the meat like a madman. Quick, messieurs, you're a battlefield medic. Soldier's wounded and you have precious little time. What do we do? Well, too late. He's gone. I think a patient is dead on the operating table, monsieur. He's just a slap of meat now. Use your imaginations, messieurs! Imagine it lightly fried in garlic butter. Okay, no more imaginations. Most battlefield medics would have opted for careful surgery. They would use a scalpel to carefully cut out the bullet. And I hear you wondering, Monsieur Trouvé, surely there must be a better way. I wasn't. Well, wonder no more. Behold, the Explorer Extractor. Watch as I power up the device, and then as I move the detector component over the meat. Is that thing humming? It is, monsieur. When the electromagnet component of the Explorer Extractor detects a piece of iron, the device vibrates and emits a soft hum. Must say, I'm actually impressed, monsieur. A device that can detect metal beneath flesh. That's innovative. I've never heard of such a thing. Yeah, but why limit to battlefield surgery? You could repurpose that thing to be some sort of treasure hunting device. That would make you really rich. Hold your horses, messieurs. Hold your horses. I'm not done. You've only seen half of the device's capabilities, the exploration. Now you can witness the second part. Extraction! Did that thing just... Yep. Sucked out that bullet like a pip from a grapefruit. Behold the original piece of iron removed swiftly and precisely from the flesh. So what do you think? Pretty revolutionary, huh? I think that meat looks a lot less appetizing than before. It's practically exploded. I have no idea what to think. Monsieur Trouvé, you are a strange and mildly terrifying individual, but I cannot fault the innovation of your device. We shall pass it along to Dr. Falret and let him decide his worth. Oh, thank you. I'm sure the good doctor will approve. I'm hungry. Let's pick up some steaks on our way back to the office. Let's not. I love how Sparrowson's always about food. Oh, I can only go one place? Okay. There he is! That's the rooster who shot Croque Monsieur. Dun, dun, dun. I think we're getting close to unraveling the whole rebellion nonsense. It's not dawdle, Sparrowson. We're nearly there. Alright, let me just deal with this letter first. Spam? I don't think so. It's from Cocorico. Severine? Well, go ahead, Sparrowson. Let's hear it. JJ, if this letter reaches you uninterrupted, then it means that I have been captured or killed by the rebels. What? Last evening, the inspector gave me a tip-off of a midnight trade between the rebels and the Croque Monsieur on the Rue des Marmosettes. I intend to watch from the shadows, but I know that such a mission is a dangerous one. Wish me luck. This is the last correspondence. If this is the last correspondence you'll ever hear from me, then I suppose I shall end on a positive note. Falcon, you are a good friend and an excellent lawyer. I'm sorry for belittling you all these years. Kind regards, Severine Cocorico. Is this for real? There's no way. This letter has to be some sort of setup. It's Severine's handwriting. Where do you think he is? I don't know. Why would he go alone? I don't know. But we have to go help him, right? I mean, if that trade was at midnight last night, it's 10 o'clock now. He might still be okay. Maybe. I don't know. Come on, Falcon. Pull yourself together. We've got to act fast while there's still time on the clock. You're right. Sparrowson, grab your coat. We're going to save Severine. Really? Are you serious? Absolutely. I know we can do it with all the investigating we've done over the last couple of weeks. I think we know the rebels better than they know themselves. We can find them, we can outwit them, and we can bring Severine home alive. Wow, you're bursting with confidence, but where are we going? Well, Severine's legend unclear. He was investigating the Rue des Marmosettes, and so that's where we should start. Yeah, let's go. Yeah. Okay. Come on, Sparrowson, keep up. No time for wheezing. If Cocorico was last seen around here, then there has to be a clue nearby. Right. No loitering. I guess we should move on. Be serious, Falcon. Looks like a big, obvious blood puddle, so let's save that for last. Besson's Stationery. Come along for all your writing needs, whether you need paper, ink, stamps. What are you doing? Stop procrastinating, Falcon. Cocorico's life is at stake. Steak. Okay. There's a pool of blood here. It looks fresh. Cocorico's? I see drag marks heading towards that tunnel, which leads straight to the sign. If I had to guess, someone was killed here last night and their body was hastily disposed of in the river. But I see several sets of bloody footprints too. Some are faint, but they head that way, toward the main road. So he could still be alive? Let's see where the footprints go. Okay, to Notre Dame. Here, the footprints lead right into Notre Dame. It seems that way. Unbelievable. Where's a friar when you need one? Forget the friar. Let's keep following the blood trail and see where it ends up. Wait a minute, Falcon. Shouldn't we get the police involved before we go any further? That would be smart. That would be the smart thing to do. Why don't you run and find a policeman and I'll go on ahead. Nice try, but I'm not abandoning you. We have no idea what or who could be ahead. Hey, wait up. This way leads straight down to... Man, I'm famished. When is that mouthy parrot gonna relieve me of my duty, so go grab a snack? The trail keeps going. Hey, isn't that the concierge jailkeeper Quack? It's Quark, you dummies. I had no idea you were a religious man, monsieur. I'm not. I had a career change. Private security pays much better than regular old jail keeping, you know. Monsieur, we don't have much time, so I'll keep it brief. We're following a trail that leads to the door behind you. We need to let us pass. The door behind me. Ha! You idiots. That door leads straight to the catacombs. You don't want to go there. Catacombs. And besides, just because I know how to get in doesn't mean I'm just going to let you pass. I've got a job to do. I have integrity. I've promised to act as a god, and that's what I'm doing. You want a bribe, don't you? Bingo! What you got? 10 francs, a present, or fisticuffs. Well, I don't want to pay because our money might be important. Present. He's hungry. We got chocolate. Or we could threaten him with our fists. But we are good, JJ. We will give him a present. It must be tiring sitting there all day, all night. I bet you would love something to eat. Now that you mention it, what you got? Here you go, monsieur. Oh, yeah, that's the jackpot right there. Gimme, gimme, gimme. So what do you say, monsieur? Can we go on? Oh, yeah, no problem. That's the door behind me. I ain't stopping you. That's the door to the catacombs. It's that simple. Yeah, it's that simple. What, were you expecting a hidden bookcase or something? Go on, go look. Hey, what idiots. They're walking straight into a pitch black maze without even a torch. I wonder, will they get lost and starve, or will they find the crazy lion girl and get shot? Either way, ain't my problem. Upon entering the doorway, Falcon and Sparrowson find themselves at the top of the stone staircase that spirals into the abyss below. Here goes nothing. They begin the descent. I knew an underground passage would be dark, but this is ridiculous. I can't even see my hand in front of my face. Just keep putting one foot in front of the other, Sparrowson. I think that was the last step. Now it's just twisted tunnels ahead of us. I should take up smoking. If I smoked, I would have a match right now and we would be able to see where we're going. Plus, you know, all the health benefits, and I would probably be calmer. Keep it together, Sparrowson. I know. I'll unravel this loose thread from my jacket. We can just trace the string to find our way back if we reach a dead end. Ah, good thinking. Just like Theseus and the Minotaur. Wait. There aren't any Minotaurs in here, are they? Head of a bull, body of a bull. Scary stuff. That's not... Actually, never mind. Feels like there's a gap in the wall here. I guess the path branches. I can feel a slight breeze coming from the passage to the left. The air seems a little stagnant to the right. What do you think? Should we follow the breezy path? Or the easy breezy, dead easy path? Ba-ba-dum bum. Ba-ba-bum bum. Which path? Which one? Any thoughts? Any thoughts going once? Any thoughts going twice? Breezy path it is. There's a chance that the breeze could be caused by an opening. Let's head that way. The walls feel weird and bumpy. What kind of stone is this? I hate to break it to you, Sparrowson, but that's not stone. Wait, so what is it? Well, we're in a crypt. Oh dear. I thought we would be dealing with one or two coffins, not walls of skeletons. Keep it together, Sparrowson. Severin's life is on the line. You're right. I have to stay focused. Oh, it looks like the path branches again. Are my eyes going funky from the dark, or is there a glimmer of light coming from the right path? No, I see it too. There's definitely some light on that side. Follow the light path. It's definitely getting lighter. I can see my hands again. But that just means we're getting close to an exit, right? Maybe this has been a wild goose chase. Hush, listen. Voices. Voices. We're getting close. Wait, Falcon, aren't you scared? Terrified. There they are. I'll ask one more time. What is your name? Are you with the police, the royal guard? Speak up, bird. Man, Beaumont, we've been here all night and he simply ain't talking. He didn't react to coaxing, he didn't react to torture. Maybe it's time to, you know, administer some justice. Justice. That word. Oh, the rooster finally crows. You want to know who I am? Fine. My name is Severine Cocorico. I am a public prosecutor for the Cour d'Assises. Well, Sevy, it's been a pleasure, but we can't be having spies running around our base of operations now, can we? So without further ado, I hereby sentence you to... Wait a minute, Piero. This is no ordinary spy. Because he's a prosecutor? No, because he's the bastard who condemned my father 10 years ago. Whoa, are you sure? I had my suspicions when I saw his smug air of arrogance, his holier-than-thou glare. But now that I know his name and occupation, there is no doubt. Do you remember, Bird? Do you remember the trial of a homeless lion in the winter of 1835? What was your father's name? Jean Beaumont. What were his crimes? His only crime was trying to feed a starving child. He took a handful of vegetables from a grocer's stand, not out of greed, but of sheer desire to see me survive. But he was seen by a policeman, another arrogant cockerel like yourself, actually. So my father was thrown in jail. He was dragged to court. I had the privilege of watching the proceedings from the stands. I remember your sharp words. This man is a thief. This man is a scoundrel. He deserves the harshest possible punishment for his crimes. You didn't care about the consequences. You didn't care about why my father did what he did. All you cared about was fulfilling your lust to see a criminal behind bars. My father received a sentence of 5 years. He died on his 3rd. Do you remember him? Mademoiselle, in all my days as a prosecutor, I have seen over thousands of cases. I'm not going to remember a single bread thief. You rotten Connard! We're all just insects to you, aren't we? Who cares if a child starves on the streets as long as you put enough criminals behind bars to meet your quota, am I right? Your silence speaks volumes of your guilt. Severine Cocorico, you have been tried by the people of the Second Republic. We have found you guilty on the counts of conspiracy, of the murder of the Croque Monsieur, and of the murder of my father, Jean Beaumont. Oh, I have been found guilty, mademoiselle. If you want to shoot me so you can fulfill your revenge fantasies, but then by all means, shoot me. But don't pretend for a moment that this mob resembles a court of justice in any form. A court of justice. Now there's a contradiction, bird. You know nothing of justice. Frere Remus, read this man his last rites. With pleasure, madame. Falcon, we have to make a move. Say something! Do we save Cocorico and speak up to try to intercede, or do we stay silent and ensure his untimely demise? Do we let the cockerel's head spin? You think we should speak up for justice to save a man who had hated us, but at the very end said something? I think it's more like speak horizontally, because we're all at the same like head length. All right, I'm going in. I'm coming too. No, I need you to get out of here. Go find the police, Royal Guard, anyone. I'll stall for time. Falcon. Oh, okay, I'll go get help. Do you have any last words? Just pull the bloody trigger and be done with it. Wait! Wait, wait, wait. He's right, this is a terrible trial. There's no evidence, there's no defense, no examination of the facts. You've dragged a man off the streets and decided his fate based purely on your own prejudices and whims. Who the clock does this bird brain think he is? I am this man's defense attorney. I am JJ Falcon. JJ, what are you doing? Defense attorney? You're a raven loony is what you are. Or a spy. I've seen this monsieur eavesdropping on our conversations before. He cannot be trusted. Everyone please hear me out. Ooh. Why would I appeal? We should appeal to the female. Let's appeal to Fontaine. Monsieur Fontaine, we've only met on a couple of occasions, but you seem like an intelligent and reasonable person. Why, thank you, I do consider myself to be reasonable. And surely you can see something wrong with dragging someone off the streets and executing them without a trial. Well, I want to see a better France, monsieur. A France with actual liberty for all. I don't enjoy violence, but I have no qualms with a traitor or two dying to achieve that noble goal, means to an end, you know. Do you see, Falcon, this man's death is inevitable. For the good of France and in the name of justice, he must be killed. Justice. There's that word again. Madame, I won't presume to know who you are or what you stand for, but shooting this man right now would not bring you justice. It would only serve to satisfy your desire for revenge. Justice. Revenge. What's the difference? The difference between justice and revenge. Probably rationality or fairness. Well, fairness is not even inherently fair, so probably rationality. Rationality, madame. Justice is carried out on the basis of hard facts and logic. It isn't distracted by petty emotions. Even putting aside my emotions, I can see this bird's guilt. Then this is the opportunity to approve it, madame. Show that you're a leader who acts with reason, not brute irrationality. Madame, surely you aren't entertaining the words of this heathen. Fine, Falcon, we'll play this your way. We shall have a formal trial for the murder of the croque monsieur. Excellent. Shall we head back to my office and fill the necessary paperwork? Don't take me for a fool. You'll walk us right into a trap. We shall have the trial right here, right now. Right here, in the catacombs. It's as good a place as any. I suppose we'll be needing a judge. I volunteer. No thanks, Pierrot. We're trying to form a courtroom, not a circus. Aww. Just go see how the security's doing, Pierrot. We don't want any more spies wandering in. Alrighty-o. Perhaps I can help, madame. You know I'm a pious man, after all. Okay, Remus, you can be our judge, and I will lead the prosecution. What about the jury? With respect, I don't trust your peers to be impartial. Look around you as we speak. We are being watched and judged by countless dead men and women. They shall be our jury. May work as a metaphor, but in practical terms, it is me you had to convince, Falcon. Convince me that this bird is not guilty. After all, I am the one who holds the gun. Well, it looks like we're ready to get started. The trial of Severin Cocorico is underway. He stands accused of the murder of the man known as the Croque Monsieur in Gold Blood. Madame Beaumont, please explain the details of what happened. Very well. Last night at the stroke of midnight, 2 gunshots were heard on the Rue des Marmosettes. Pierrot alerted us and we managed to arrive before the police did. On the scene, I saw the man known as the Croque Monsieur, a good friend of ours, lying in a pool of his own blood. Standing over the body, I saw the murderer, Severin Cocorico, still clutching his murder weapon. Am I to understand that you did not witness the crime firsthand, madame, that you only saw the aftermath? Yes. One of us did happen to see the incident itself. Ma'am Beaumont, I found this here pigeon running around our tunnels. I am no pigeon, monsieur. He's a spy in any case. What say I execute him right now? It's alright, he's with me. With you. He's my assistant. He carries my bags and stuff. Falcon, I trust that you do not have any other assistants lurking around the corner? No, madame. Then take a lackey out of my sight. Falcon. What is it? I saw someone lurking in the catacombs. I think it was watching us from the shadows. Another rebel? I don't know. But he got spooked when he saw me. He dropped this. What's this? A political pamphlet? A court pamphlet, eh? Well, I best be going back to my patrols then. Not so fast, Pierrot. You witnessed the crime firsthand, did you not? I did, ma'am. Then you can be our first witness. Go stand in the center. Okie dokie. Don't you say no to something? That won't be necessary. We trust you. Just tell us what you saw last night, Piero. Okie dokie. Saw it as plain as day. The Croque Monsieur was just minding his own business on Rue des Marmosettes when all of a sudden this here brute of a Ristu prepared with his gun in his hand. Bam! The rooster fired. The Croque slumped to the floor. In the last of his strength, the Croque Monsieur drew his own gun. Bam! The Croque fired back. So to clarify, Cocorico shot first? Yes, ma'am. No question there. What happened next? Well, I knew you guys, Fontaine, Remus, and you, ma'am, were only a stone's throw away at the cathedral, so I ran to get your help. I arrived back in the scene maybe a minute after I left him. There, I saw the dead Croque Monsieur and the murderous Severin Cocorico with my own eyes. Thank you for your report, Piero. It's nothing, ma'am. You see, Falcon, Piero is not the sharpest knife in the kitchen. True that. But he is honest to a fault. I would trust his word with my own life. I don't doubt the man's honesty, madame. Nonetheless, I would like to cross-examine the witness. Cross-examine? What does that mean? I don't claim to be an expert of the law. That was always my brother's role in the family. But I think a cross-examination means that Falcon would like to waste our time by asking pointless questions. Actually means that I would like to make sure that Piero's story holds up to under scrutiny. Yes, I will be asking questions, but only questions that directly relate to the case at hand. Clearly a pointless stalling tactic, madame. Shall we put an end to the trial? No, we will let the bird have his little cross-examination. But I'm warning you, Falcon! Don't mess with me. Don't mess with you. If I get the slightest inkling you're rambling to solve for time, I will end this trial on the spot. Do I make myself clear? Start questioning Cocorico's shoe size or the color of the Croque Monsieur's underwear and I'll lose my patience. Yeah, I get it. Alright. Select a statement to question. Okay, we know it was at the Rue Marmoset. We know that there's 2 shots. So what can we poke a hole in? Oh, this is at midnight, right? He couldn't have seen it plain as day. You claim that you saw the incident as plain as day. Yeah, plain as day. The crime occurred at night. Piero, I would like to remind you that this crime occurred at midnight, in February, on an overcast, moonless night, in an unlit alley. What's your point? It would have been too dark to see. It would have been dark. So dark that you could not possibly have correctly identified the people involved. Hey, I swear I saw what I saw. Hold on, Falcon. You slipped up. You said that the alley was unlit, but I distinctly recall there being lanterns over Rue des Marmosettes. Ah, that's right. We live in La Ville Lumiere. There's a gas lamp on every street. You're right, Madame Beaumont. There are street lanterns over Rue des Marmosettes, but they wouldn't have been any good. Because we have glass shards! The street lamps over Rue des Marmosettes were broken. They are completely non-functional. As proof, I present the glass shards that line the alleyway. These shards originate from the panes of the broken lamps. And I've still got holes in the sole of my shoe. Well, double proof. Those glass shards could have come from anywhere. You could send one of your underlings to see the broken lamps for yourself if you want. But waste more time? I think not. This sounds like a stalling tactic. Excuse me, Madame Beaumont. I don't remember whether the street lamps were or were not broken, but I do remember that we had to use a torch to light up the scene. Hey, Hey, whose side are you on? I'm just saying, Falcon might be right. It was particularly dark, so it's possible there weren't any lit street lamps. Are you saying I'm a liar? I thought we were buddies. Stop quibbling, both of you. Maybe the lamps were broken, maybe they weren't. It doesn't matter. I know that Piero's testimony is accurate because I personally saw the rooster at the crime scene 1 minute after Piero did. 1 minute. That's plenty of time for the real murderer to escape and for a passerby to stumble upon the scene, is it not? You must acknowledge that it is a possibility. I acknowledge nothing. There is an inkling of doubt. You know, there is a slight notion that Piero might be misremembering what he saw. I don't badger the prosecution, Monsieur Falcon. What's badgering? On to the next witness, Madame Beaumont. Do you have anyone in mind? I do. There is someone among us who is something of a gun connoisseur, a man who knows everything there is to know about the craft of weaponry. Oh, that's me again. Shut up, Piero. Get off the stand. Yes, ma'am. I call Fontaine forward. Oh, very well. I like how there's only 2 rebels and they're people we have already met several times. Now, Fontaine, is it true that you are a gun specialist? Well, I hate to brag, but yes, I know about guns, their mechanics, their beauty. Have you ever heard about the revolver mechanisms America is developing? Wonderful stuff. Fontaine, let's stick to the guns that were found at the scene. Tell us about those. Oh, right, very well. This is the gun found on Severine Cocorico's person at the time of the arrest. It's a standard issue, percussion lock, Chateauroux gendarmerie pistol, 24 centimeter length, 15 millimeter caliber. Lots of police and soldiers carry these dull things. It's a gun that says, I am a reliable man of the law. Sounds like our Cocorico. Does it? Cocorico's always told me that the riding crop was his self-defense weapon of choice. It's strange that he gun in the first place. And this is the gun found on Croque-Monsieur's corpse, clutched tightly in his hands. It is a turnover pistol, double-barreled, ivory-handled, 20 centimeter length, 13 millimeter caliber. This is an exquisite and highly customized gun. It is one of a kind. Whoever used this weapon knew their stuff. The Croque-Monsieur was a legendary arms dealer. It's no surprise that his personal weapon would be something so flamboyant. But what's really fascinating about the Croque-Monsieur's gun is the ammunition. See, the bore of the pistol has been fitted with a set of grooves. Please stop, Fontaine. I didn't call you up to show off your gun knowledge. Tell us what you uncovered when you examined the Croque-Monsieur's bullet wound. Ah, right. Well, a lead bullet was embedded in the middle of the Croque-Monsieur's sternum and appeared to have been fired straight angle of entry. So in other words, the Croque-Monsieur was facing his killer when he was shot. That's right. The other interesting point was that the Croque-Monsieur's outer clothes were singed. This typically only occurs if the person is close enough to a gunshot to be directly burned by the gun's muzzle flash. And how close does the person have to be burned by a muzzle flash? Less than 3 meters, I would say, 5 at the very most. Then there is no chance that there was a rogue sniper on the rooftops. The Croque-Monsieur's killer was standing in Rue des Marmosettes themselves. As is plainly evident, only one person was found in Rue des Marmosettes at the time of the incident. Prosecutor Cocorico! Well said, madame. I think you just unequivocally proved this bird's guilt. Not so fast. I would like to cross the witness. I don't think so. You're overstepping your bounds, Bird. Let the lawyer try, Remus. When he fails, there will be absolutely no doubt to anyone in the room that Cocorico is nothing but a bloodthirsty murderer. Okay. Well, I don't know what to do for this one. I guess, in this case, the most unknown aspect since the gendarmerie pistol is standard, and there's no doubt that he was singed and he was shot in the chest, so I guess the only thing we can really question is the turnover pistol. Fontaine, about the Croque-Monsieur's turnover pistol. Tell us about the ammunition. You're about to say something about the gun's ammunition before Madame Beaumont cut you off. Could you give us the details? Oh, great. Now I'll never stop talking. I'm glad you asked, Falcon. See, as you probably know, most bullets are just small, round lead balls, right? But not in this case. This particular weapon uses advanced iron-tipped, aerodynamic, carefully grooved... Actually, it would be quicker if I just show you. Take a good look. This is an iron-tipped mini ball. It is a very rare, top-of-the-line technology. Before last night, I had never seen one of these in person. Before. Like I said, the Croque-Monsieur was a legendary arms dealer. It only makes sense that he would have access to the latest weaponry. Where did you find this bullet, Fontaine? In the turnover pistols chamber. Hold on. I'm confused. I thought the croque monsieur fired his gun, so is it possible that his gun was still loaded with a bullet? The turnover pistol is double-barreled. That means it can hold 2 bullets at once, ready to be fired in quick succession. Ah, I see. The croque monsieur fired 1 bullet, but died before he could fire the second. I trust that you have no more questions about this matter, Falcon. We have wasted enough time already. But where is the other bullet? Not yet. Where is the other bullet? What other bullet? The fired mini ball. There were 2 shots that night, remember? One from the assailant and one from the crocodile. I scoured the scene for a couple of minutes, but I couldn't find it. It's a pity. It would have been great to have 2 of these magnificent bullets. Madame Beaumont, did anyone find the fired mini ball in Cocorico's body? In his body? You're asking if Cocorico was wounded by the bullet? Not that much is plain to see. So again, I must ask, where is the fired mini ball? Well, I don't have any clue. What are you trying to get at, Falcon? Isn't it obvious? If the bullet wasn't embedded in the alleyway wall, and it wasn't embedded in Cocorico, then that means it hit the murderer. The bullet hit the murderer, the real murderer. It must still be embedded in whoever attacked the croque monsieur. A ludicrous notion. Makes perfect sense. The double-barreled turnover gun, the missing bullet. Fine, I'll humor you. Let's say a bullet did hit the real perpetrator. What of it? Well, it's only been a few hours since the shooting. Presumably the person will still have the bullet lodged in them. Find the person with the unique iron mini ball embedded in them and you find the real murderer. That's reasonable. But we don't have the time nor researchers to search every citizen of Paris to uncover an injured gunman. You don't have to search everyone in Paris. I believe the murderer to be someone in this very room. Oh? Think we have a traitor in our ranks? I do. This was obviously a planned attack. Someone invited Cocorico and the croque monsieur to the same place at the same time in order to create a setup. Only someone with the rebels' connections could engineer such an event. This is ridiculous. Are you really saying someone in this room was shot last night? That's clearly untrue. Bullet wound can be concealed, perhaps if you all were to take off your shirts. No. I'm not having anyone in this room stripped down to their underwear just to cater to your outrageous theory. Can't think of a more reasonable way to prove your stray bullet theory than we end this damn trial right here now. A more reasonable way? I have a more reasonable way. What are you thinking, Falcon? Isn't it obvious? We have the perfect way to uncover whether someone has been shot. It's a genius solution. Why, the Explorer Extractor! Are you serious, Falcon? You're relying on the invention of a lunatic? I've never been more serious. Madame Beaumont, Frere Ramus, and the members of the court, this device is called an Explorer Extractor. It's the latest medical technology. Looks like a children's toy. I assure you, this is no toy. It was designed to find and extract metal embedded in bodies. A battlefield bullet finder and remover, if you will. I'm intrigued. So you're saying that you just swing this device around and it finds a bullet in a person? Yes, sort of. I don't know. We haven't had a chance to practice with it, really. Madame, these birds are playing you for a fool. There's no way that such a device exists. We have seen this device work with our own eyes. Sparrowson shall demonstrate. Me? Although he will need something to demonstrate it on. The mini ball. Here, we have an iron-tipped mini ball, as presented by Fontaine moments ago. Observe, I place the ball in my closed fist. It now represents the fired bullet that is currently embedded in the murderer's body. Allegedly. Now, Sparrowson will demonstrate what happens when my hand is scanned with the Explorer Extractor device. So I just do this and... it's humming and buzzing. Is it really detecting the bullet? Absolutely. What an intriguing device. Hey, what would happen if I were to hit extract right now? But please don't. You remember what happened to that steak, right? My, what is this feeling? It feels like... power! Don't let it get to your head. Our hand would have exploded. Okay, I'm convinced. Falcon, Sparrowson, you may perform a cursory scan of each of us with that device of yours. You must stop humoring these morons, madame. Good is this doing us. Remus, they may be morons, but this test will grant us certainty of the rooster's fate. I can afford that time. Hey, Falcon, what will happen if the murderer is not someone present in this room? Most likely isn't. What? I'm stalling. Falcon. Get a move on, you two. I really must express my displeasure that you're going along with this farce, Madame Beaumont. Let's end this trial right here and now. You can get the justice you crave. Don't worry, Remus. My patience for this bird brain is wearing thin too. When this asinine scheme of his fails, he will face the consequences. Lackey Bird, scan the rooster first. He is the prime suspect after all. Okay. Lackey Bird. I'm not getting any reaction. That means there's probably no bullet lodged, so... he's innocent. No, all it means is that this bird was not shot by the hypothetical bullet. Don't forget, this is all speculation on Falcon's part. Madame, I must insist that you end this. It is a fool's errand. We have other matters to attend to. Remus, you let me worry about our time management. Piero, you go next. Get over with. No reaction. That means Piero wasn't shot either. No surprises there, right, guys? Let's see. Next we shall test. Madame, I implore you. You're being awful lippy, Remus. Why don't you go next, me? That is really not necessary, Madame. I don't want to participate in this ridiculous child's game. This is no game, and I'm issuing you an order to cooperate. I refuse. Piero, please restrain Remus. With pleasure, ma'am. What are you doing? Keep your filthy talons off of me. I will not be manhandled by... Ow! Stop that! You're making a mistake! Madame, think a little harder! I have an alibi. I was with you the whole evening. Sparrowson, do your test. Falcon? I'm not getting any reaction. That can't be right. Do it again. There is nothing. Friar Remus has not been shot, as far as this eye of vice can tell. You had a nerve to manhandle a man of the cloth like that. As I said on the floor, Madame, I was with you and Fontaine for the entire evening. I could not have possibly been in two places at once. It's true. You were sitting in my line of sight exactly when the murder was supposed to have taken place. As was I. Right. Fontaine was sitting with us too, so that rules him out. And I know I didn't perform the murder, obviously. Which means that every suspect has been accounted for. Go sit down, lackey. Your job is done. You realize what this means, don't you, Falcon? Your little test failed. Your hypothetical bullet theory turned out to be unsubstantiated speculation, pure guesswork. Shall we end this trial, Madame? Wait, there must be someone we're not accounting for. I just know it. There is someone else who could have been the shooter. Ooh. Major Howell? No, couldn't be. Ooh, Romulus? Or do we know him as a different name now? No, not Remus. Silvius? Could it be Silvius? Do 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 do. Judge Romulus. Friar Remus, how was your brother, the man named Romulus? My brother? He was forced to flee the country by our oppressive government. You and I both know that isn't true. Your brother is still in France. In fact, I think he's lurking in these very catacombs right now. An absurd notion. Your theories are getting more and more outlandish, Falcon. Where is your evidence? Oh, I know. I can answer this one. This, I found this in the catacomb tunnel. Introductory guide to the cult of reason. Thank you, Sparrowson. Now, Friar Remus, does this pamphlet look familiar to you? No, I've never seen it before in my life. Are you sure? Sure it doesn't belong to your brother Romulus. Nope, there are too many cultists in Paris. Maybe it belongs to one of them. Falcon, I'll take your word that you likely found this pamphlet in the catacombs. But Remus is right. You have no evidence that the man known as Romulus is the one who dropped it. This pamphlet could have been dropped by anyone. It could have even been dragged in on the sole of Piero's shoe, for all I know. Wouldn't be the first time. Actually, Madame, I know for a fact that pamphlet belonged to Romulus, and I can prove it. Do I use most likely the signed cult guide would be my guess, because, you know, that would make sense. A little while ago, while visiting the Louvre, I saw a man who looked very much like Romulus handing out pamphlets. As you can see, the pamphlet from the Louvre is identical to the pamphlet from the catacombs, except for one important detail. Romulus signed the Louvre pamphlet himself. No way, my brother wouldn't do something so foolish. Do you see, right here on the cover page, that is Romulus' signature. I admire tenacity, Falcon, but something is blatantly wrong with your evidence. We know that the brother of Friar Remus is named Romulus, but this Louvre pamphlet of yours is signed Silvius. Clearly an alias. Romulus is on the run from the police, so he must have changed his identity. That's a plausible theory, but it's unsubstantiated. How do we know that this pamphlet was signed by Remus' brother? Well, because... this fountain pen. Hey, where did you get that? Is it my brother's or mine? Wow, Remus, your mouth is almost as big as Romulus's. Anyway, I believe it's yours. Sparrowson happened to find this pen in your robes just a few days ago. You mean he stole it? Let's not argue over semantics. What's important, and what you just admitted, is that you and your brother both owned pens just like this one. See, these pens are unique in that they contain green ink, a very unusual choice of ink color. A very evil choice, too. Well, yes, but more importantly, it's the same ink that was used on the same pamphlet. Since there are only two pens, there are only two possibilities. Either Friar Remus has been signing off on atheist cultist propaganda. I would never do such a thing. Or his brother has been using his identical pen to sign cultist propaganda of the same type that was found in these catacombs. Impossible! My clumsy awful brother lost his pen a week ago. Oh, so then the only explanation is that you lent him your own. No, you see, it doesn't matter how you cut it, Friar, one way or another. You and your brother are tied to the cultless pamphlet. Admit it. Confess. Falcon, enough. You've made your point. You are asserting Friar's pen ties him to the cultless pamphlet. I get it. This is all tenuous, wouldn't you say, madam? No question. Falcon has suggested a theory that hinges upon a theory that hinges upon yet another theory. It's not hard proof by any measure. He may very well be wrong, but at least he's logical. His theory is self-consistent. What are you saying, madame? Falcon, where did you say you found this leaflet? The inside one, that is. Oh, down the catacomb tunnel on the fork on the left side. Fontaine, Piero, go see if you can find anyone dawdling where they shouldn't be. Yes, madame. Yes, ma'am. Well, this is just awkward. In a moment, one of two things will happen. Either Piero and Fontaine will return empty-handed, in which case I will have no choice but to execute Cocorico. And then I would have to execute you, Falcon, and you, Sparrowson. Us? Not because of what you've seen tonight, although that's admittedly a problem, but because your lives would be treasonous to our new republic. I didn't sign up for this. Or Piero and Fontaine will return with a prisoner in tow, in which case we would be free to cut Cocorico down and skedaddle. Surely not, madame. You're not going to let these three just walk free after everything that's happened here. Remember what this rooster did to your father. Hold your tongue, Friar. If it turns out you've been deceiving me all this time. Man, Beaumont, look what we found. Ow. Ow. Stop shoving me. I can walk myself. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, we really do have a ghost in the catacomb. Introduce yourself, Wolf. Very well, mademoiselle. My name... Madame! Right, madame. Whatever. My name is Silvius. Don't you mean Romulus? That alias isn't fooling anyone, Your Honor. All right. I'm Romulus, twin brother of Remus and loyal servant to the rebel cause. That's the whole truth. He's telling the truth, madame. Long live the Second Republic? Right, guys? I have a lot of questions, both for you, Romulus, and for you, Remus. I don't appreciate being lied to. Seems that your hands are full, so we'll be taking our leave. Not so fast, Falcon. Your theory is still unproven. Turns out that Romulus has no bullet in him, then you would have no evidence that implicates him of the Croque Monsieur's murder. Cocorico would still be the prime suspect. But bullet in me? Ha! What are you guys on about? Spare me. Fontaine, hold him down. Hold me down. Ow! Sparrowson, do your test. I'm on it. It's buzzing. It's really buzzing around his shoulder. I see blood. There's definitely a bullet wound there. That's an old bullet. An old war wound I got fighting in Algeria in 36. Obviously a desperate lie. My brother's being completely honest, madame. He's a veteran. He was shot in battle. You know, I could just extract the bullet right here and now. That would remove all doubt. It will most likely kill him. What do you think? Should we extract it? Remember, it exploded the steak. But also, remember, Sparrowson's the one in charge of what's gonna happen. So I don't know if we have a choice in this case. But who knows? He is insane and hungry for steak and chocolate and anything else food. And poison, apparently. I pick... Don't do it. Don't do it, Sparrowson. It would be needlessly cruel. Think about what the device did to that poor chunk of steak. Ah! Whoops. My finger slipped. Hey, look at that. If I'm not mistaken, this is one of them newfangled bullets, right, Fontaine? There is no mistake. This is an iron-tipped mini ball, just like the one in the Croque Monsieur's gun. Do you realize what this means, madame? It clearly demonstrates that Romulus confronted the Croque Monsieur before Cocorico arrived. This is undeniable evidence that Cocorico had nothing to do with the crocodile's death. You're right. I made a mistake. I haven't forgotten what the rooster did to my father, but this bird clearly had no part in the killing of the croque monsieur. Therefore, I cannot honestly call him an enemy of the Second Republic. Your friend is free to go. Fontaine, cut the rooster down. Right away, madame. Thank you, madame. For what? For giving us an opportunity to show you what justice looks like. Before, you asked what the difference is between revenge and justice, and I replied rationality. Well, I can see how much effort it must have taken to hold back your emotions and let rationality dictate your actions. Pierre and Fontaine will help carry your friend to the tunnel entrance. We're on it, madame. You'll be okay by yourself with the two wolves? These toothless old dogs? I think I'll manage. Of course. Well, one of them just lost his shoulder. Come on, brother, to your feet. So, cultists. Cultist is such a strong word. Listen, mademoiselle. Don't mademoiselle me, I shall be asking the questions here. Tell me, friar, are you a cultist too? Madame, I am just a humble servant of God. Ugh, never realized how poisonous your words are. You've been spewing lies since the very start, haven't you? Madame, at least tell me why you two killed Croque Monsieur. Because... Allow me, brother. You want to know the truth? We want exactly the same thing as you. We want a world without class, a world without false rulers and gods, a world where only the reason of man reigns. A world of true equality and fairness, that is what you strive for, no? But you cannot achieve such a goal without violence. Your methods are too passive, too naive. So we set up a situation where you would be forced into action. Make the government look like murderers to the rebels and make the rebels look like murderers to the government. Then you would be forced to take up arms. Another lie. But that was the truth. You claim that you want equality, but you just want a world where you stand above everyone else. A world where carnivores reign. You're a rabid animal at heart. Hey, you got me. But can you honestly say that you never wanted power for yourself? You're a carnivore too. Don't deny it. No, I've never wanted power. All I've wanted was a world where no child has to grow up without a father. Did you know that the Croque Monsieur was something of a family man? He once confided in me that he had 5 children and a late wife. I had no idea. Tell me, Romulus, do you have children? Me? No, Mademoiselle, I... Justice! Brother? As for you, friar, get out of here. You aren't going to kill me? I ought to. You are the worst kind of person, a man who'll cling to any ideology to claw his way higher. But I know that you weren't the one to pull the trigger on the Croque Monsieur. Maybe there's a slither of goodness left in you. Go. Is this what justice looks like? It's so uncaring. End of Act 3. Oh man. Oh man. You kicked so much derriere at that impromptu trial yesterday. Those rebels were all like, we're executing this punk mob justice, rah rah rah. But you were all like, this isn't how we do things in France, chicken pluckers. And then they were all like, Sparrowson, let's get serious for a moment. Serious? Just pulled off the craziest lawyering move in the history of French law. We should be celebrating. We don't have time to pull out the champagne. Didn't you see the anger in the rebels' eyes? Didn't you feel the tension in the air? We're just days away from violence breaking out onto the streets. Oh yeah, I guess another revolution might be around the corner, but what exactly can we do? We already told the police everything we know. Unless you're not thinking of arming yourself to the teeth and fighting to the rebel forces yourself, are you? What? No. You watch far too many action operas. I was thinking of preparing a legal case. A case? For whom? At their core, the historical revolution's censors are on trial. A nation's rulers are tried and held accountable for their crimes. You saw the horrendous trial that took place last night. Nobody cares about due process when emotions are running high. Regardless of the outcome of the revolution, we need to make sure that everybody has an equal opportunity for justice. That makes sense. So what's the plan? We head to Quanell's Tavern and hand out some business cards? Think bigger. Who will the rebels target? The king? Exactly. To the Palais Royal! Act 4B, Eagle Eat. Falcon and Sparrowson rushed to the Palais Royal to arrange a private audience with the king. After filling in a pile of forms, the two are led to a waiting area. Are you here to see the king? That's right. Okay, take a number and wait to be called. Take A number? Yeah, just wait your turn. More fools who have come to see the king. Let me guess, lawyers. That's right. How did you... Hey, I know you. You're the Prime Minister, Monsieur Guizat. Oh, wow. You're right, person. It's an honor to meet you, Prime Minister. Spare the formalities. You are here to offer the king legal aid, aren't you? Yeah, we're going to offer him assistance for the upcoming rebellion. Let me give you a word of advice. Don't bother. Excuse me? The king doesn't take kindly to any form of criticism. He buries his head so far in the sand that one could swear he is an ostrich. One would think that 7 assassination attempts would be enough for a man to learn that he is detested. With all due respect, Prime Minister, I think the King of France is mature enough not to let his ego get in the way of his sentence. So one would think. 24! That's us. It was a pleasure meeting you, monsieur. Good luck. You will need it. He's just a vulture. 24! Calling number 24! Good day, Your Majesty. Good day, messieurs. Can I help you with something? Oh, I probably should have prepared a speech beforehand. That would have been smart, huh? Just wing it. Right, let's see. How to start. Listen up! Oh, great and pious ruler. Honorable King Penguin King, protector of the realm, I hereby request your attention. Well, it's about time someone addressed me with respect. You have my attention. A great evil has besieged your kingdom as we speak. Revolting revolutionaries are plotting to remove you from power. Goodness, whatever shall I do? We humbly offer our aid. We are sure that such a pitiful revolt will blow over in no time at all. Nonetheless, we would like to humbly offer our aid as lawyers who may be of great use to the throne in these troublesome times. I think I understand. You do? I understand that you are a pair of con artists attempting to screw a self-made bourgeoisie out of his hard-earned cash. You have some nerve to even imply that my people hate me. I am the Citizen King. I am a beloved by all. Beloved kings tend to experience fewer assassination attempts. Beck, have these two crooks thrown in jail. Maybe that will teach them a thing or two about, respect. Right away, Your Majesty. You can't be serious. Oh, he was serious. Well, this is another fine mess you've gotten me into. There's no need for that attitude, Sparrows, and we won't be in here for long. Once we receive a court hearing, the judge will no doubt dismiss our charges instantaneously. And how long will it take for us to get to a court hearing? Tell me, Monsieur Smarty Pants. A week or so, I'm guessing. I can see why that might be a problem. The revolution could be in full swing by then. What to do, what to do. We could try escaping. Don't be ridiculous. Nobody's ever escaped from the concierge before. But nobody has ever locked the genius Sparrowson and his witty lackey Falcon in the same cell before. It's an absurd suggestion. Got any better ideas? Okay, let's break out of prison. Fantastic! A fireplace. It's been bricked up, so escaping up the chimney is not an option. There's a bit of scrap metal in this hole. I think it broke off of an iron shackle. We could dig through the stone walls with this, see? It's all scratchy. That might actually work. If we had a decade or two. So that's a maybe on the snow digging scheme. Well, keep it in mind in case the king decides to go Count de Monte Cristo on us. A ledge! Give me a leg up. I can grab on and shimmy my way over. Let's be honest, embarrassing. Neither of us have the physical prowess to shimmy anywhere. Look, Falcon, a loose brick. We could wait for a guard to transfer us to some place, sneak up behind him, and then we get the death sentence for murder. I think not. That's such a little order. There's a little den here. One of us could hide. Hide? What would that accomplish? Well, a guard would eventually come and be like, "Where's the other prisoner?" And then we can use momentary confusion to push him over and escape. Do you really think an experienced guard would be confused by a prisoner hiding in a little hole in the wall? We can do better. I think that's everything. Yeah. I give up. So soon? Yes. Trying to escape from a notoriously inescapable prison wasn't the smartest plan we've ever devised. Well, well, well. That voice. That condescending tone. Just what are you two bird brains doing? Severin, are you alright? Yes, I'm fine. The injuries I sustained were mostly superficial. The doctor advised me not to do anything strenuous anytime soon, but he gave the all clear for returning to my job. So tell me, why did I get a memo informing me that JJ Falcon and his person were being held in the consigliere for treason? It's all Falcon's fault, naturally. I figured that if a revolution is inevitable, that we should do our best to ensure that the uprising proceeds in an organized manner. The less bloodshed, the better. Okay, so what did you do? We offered the king our assistance. We said we would defend him in court if and when such a need arises. Well, we didn't quite use those words. This isn't the first time the king has had someone in prison for something so pointless. What a pig-headed fool. Consider your charges dropped. All right, let's get out of here. Hold on. You've got my interest with this idea of yours. A bloodless revolution. You are absolutely right in that if the king is captured, the citizens will devolve into an unruly mob of animals. We should prepare for a formal trial. No, we should preempt it. You're going to help us? Of course! This isn't a task that can be handled by two birds alone. What do you mean by preempt, Severine? We go on the offense. We charge the king with crimes against the French people before the rebels can even act. We can do that. We can certainly try. I'll start building a case against the king. My argument would focus on the king's gluttonous and irreverent fiscal policies, his lack of commitment to his socio-political promises, his overall ineptitude and irresponsible on all facets of his duties as a monarchical ruler, and obviously his denial of universal suffrage. Obviously. How am I supposed to defend the king from all that? You can't. If you try to argue with logic and facts, this hypothetical trial will inevitably result in a landslide guilty verdict. So I suggest you take a different approach. Appeal to the king's character. Try to win the people's hearts with tales of the beloved Citizen King. He hasn't been called the Citizen King for like 10 years. It was just a suggestion. But consider this, you don't need to win the case. You just need to make a strong enough argument that the trial is fair. All that remains is ensuring that the king can be peacefully brought to the courthouse when the protests start to turn violent. That's a job for the police and the royal guard. I'll inform Inspector Volerty of our plans so that he can prepare accordingly. At least, I would if I could find him. Inspector Volerty is missing? Apparently, he's taken an informal leave of absence since Wednesday. Hold on, Falcon. One thing eludes me. So you probably figured, Inspector Volerty had me perform an investigation into your past. He thought you were the Viridian killer, crazy as it seems. And, well, I'm sorry for doing that. It was quite invasive of me, but I can't help but wonder, why did you change your name around 1830? Because I was ashamed, I suppose. I had a family name to live up to. My grandfather was something of a successful lawyer. So when I turned up to my classes at law school, people would gawp at me. They would say, wow, you got big shoes to fill in. Your grandfather would be proud. I was a terrible law student, mediocre at best. I knew that deep down I would never be half of the man that my grandfather was. Fascinating. I had no idea. Who was your grandfather, if you don't mind me asking, Falcon? It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, he was just another overly opinionated rebel who died in the old revolution. I see. Well, let's not dilly-dally any longer. We have duties to carry out. Right, we're gonna find anecdotes and we're gonna defend the king, whether he likes it or not. All right. They didn't tell us how long we have. We've got 6 places we can go. Okay, so if we think about the clues the game's already told us, it was if we stayed in jail an entire week, it would be too late for the revolution. And then they give us 6 things that take an entire day each. Are they implying that it is... I have this... The revolution occurs on the 7th day? I just want to be like... I don't want to make like a wrong move, but... Let's see. If we want to find a place to figure out the king's... go with R&M first. Visitors, Monsieur Vulpes, visitors. If it isn't Monsieur Falcon and Monsieur Sparrowson, how may I help you two today? We're doing very well, Monsieur, but we don't have much time, so let me cut to the chase. We're collecting positive anecdotes about the king. Would you happen to have any? Positive anecdotes? How curious. As it happens, I've met the king twice. Once, as you know, I was in my Juan Querido persona. Oh, right, of course. I don't think that story will be of any use to us. What about the other one? I can tell you, but there is a prize. Are you serious? You're such a money grabber. A fox has to eat, monsieur. Fine, fine. How much do you want? 40 francs sound good? 10,000. That's a bit much. I don't have that kind of money, monsieur. No matter. I'm sure you'll think of some way of repaying the debt. Between that and my medical bills, we should be ready to afford basic things like food by the year 4000. Let's not worry about the debt for now, messieurs. Let me tell you the story. It was several years ago, 1841, I believe. I was lingering around Ile de la Cité. I was in the pursuit of an investigative lead, so I adopted the persona and outfit of a sickly beggar. That's when I was approached by a kind-faced man. It was the king himself. He took a 20-franc coin out of his pocket. The king gave money to a sick beggar, or at least someone who looked like a sick beggar. That's great. We can use that. I'm not done, monsieur. The king took the coin out and said, I know what it's like to be poor. When I was your age, I only had 1,000 of these to my name. Then he pocketed the coin and left. Oh. I'll make a note. Gave financial advice to the poor and needy. Can you imagine, like, you're a beggar on the side of the road, and some rich guy comes over, pulls a $20 bill out of his pocket, and is like, you know, I was poor once like you. And he's just like, I need a piece of paper. It's like, you know, I was a poor man like you once. I only had 1,000 of these babies to my name. And then just puts it back in his pocket. Like, what a dick move. I hope that anecdote was of some use to you, monsieur. It might be, but I don't feel like we got 10,000 francs worth of material. I see. No matter. Just keep me in mind if you ever see a potential client. We will. Have a pleasant day, monsieur. Alright. That's been taken off the list. Where do you think would be the next useful place? A place with a lot of people? A bridge? I mean, I guess a library might have something, probably. Okay, here we go. Nathan never lets us down for useful information. I'm sure he's got something interesting and pleasant to say about the king. Oh, it's you, messieurs. Perhaps you will surprise me today and actually take out the book? Nope, just the usual today, an endless stream of questions. You two need an encyclopedia. Well, go on then, ask whatever drivel you want to ask. Have you ever met King Louis Philippe? Have you ever met King Louis Philippe? I have. As a matter of fact, he occasionally drops by this library to check out books. Unlike some people. What sort of books does he check out, monsieur? Thick books. I believe the last one I checked out was an expensive history of the Macedonian Empire. I had no idea His Majesty was interested in academic history. I'll make a note. King Louis Philippe is a well-read and intelligent man. It must be said that these books are usually returned with footprints on the covers. Lead me to believe the king may just use them to stand on during speeches. Oh. We'll just leave that part out. Is the king a good leader? From your well-educated standpoint, is King Louis Philippe a good leader as far as leaders go? Well, I can't fault the king's pro-business spirit. The big industry leaders loved him. Oh, that sounds promising. Of course, this comes at the expense of everyone who isn't a bourgeoisie. The wealth divide is stronger than ever. Well, maybe not. You can't forget about socially progressive policies. The king signs off on all the Guizot's backward-thinking policies. And of course, in terms of leadership and charisma, the king is about as personable as a rotten pear. That'll do, monsieur. A simple no would have sufficed. Well, that's all. That'll be all. Thank you for your time and patience, monsieur. I look forward to your next round of idiotic questions. I really do. Aw, Nathan likes us. I think. Alright, where would be the next good place for us to try to find a positive anecdote of this king who can't look further than his own reflection? We've got a market. We've got a bridge. We've got essentially the court. And we've got a bar. Let's go to the Palais de Justice. Excuse me, Judge Maxime. Oh, hello, Falcon. Nice work on that catacombs business. Word has really spread about your impromptu lawyering skills. Really? I'm gaining a reputation. Hey, I helped too. Of course you did, Robinson? Sparrowson. Right, Sparrington. Judge Maxime, I don't suppose Monsieur Cocorico has filled you in on what we've been working on since then. No, he hasn't. How to put this? We're planning a trial of sorts. We intend on forming a case against, the king, right? And, we want you to adjudicate. A trial against the king? Interesting. What are his exact charges? I'm not sure, to be perfectly honest. That seems more like Severin's territory. If you aren't even sure of that, then I don't think you're quite prepared for this trial. Maybe you should leave this to lawyers who have a little more experience. I see. Well, thank you anyway. Let's make a move, Sparrowson. What about our judge? Doesn't matter. Let's focus on building a solid defense case for the king, and we can wing it from there. Maybe we can even hold trial without any judges at all. Just Cocorico, me, and the king in the middle. That's strange, Falcon. You're just like your grandfather, and yet you're nothing like him. Wait, you knew my grandfather? Well, I wouldn't say knew. I was just a teenager when he was causing havoc in the whole courtrooms. But of course, I am familiar with his work. Falcon, I find your career choice peculiar. Your grandfather worked so hard to prosecute King Louis XVI, and yet here you are, rigorously working to defend your own king. Just like him, you would make an excellent prosecutor. So why did you choose the rocky path of the private defender? I wanted to leave his shadow. To be honest, I'm not entirely sure. Maybe I just wanted to take myself out of my grandfather's shadow. I want to carve my own path as a lawyer. I don't want to be a poor imitation of an old hero. Quite understandable. Oh, just look at the time. I'm due back in the courtroom. But before I go, let me just say I would be happy to adjudicate your trial, Falcon. Really? That's fantastic. Thank you, Your Honor. It's no trouble. Show me what the grandson of Maximilian Robespierre is capable of. Robespierre? Robespierre? I don't know. You know, I feel like the king has to have something good at a brand new bridge that gives a beautiful view. There's gotta be a good anecdote here, right? Monsieur Kingsley, we need your help. Finally, it's about time someone around here appreciated my skills. Your fishing skills, right? The term is angling, wise guy. Yes, he's the king angler. This has nothing to do with fishing. Let me cut the preamble. You're looking for people who have positive stories about the king. Would you happen to have any? Stories, huh? You came to the right guy. I have a whole whale of a story for you. So the other day I was fishing and I caught this monster of a catfish. It was 2 meters long, easily. Here we go. I caught a fish and it was this big. Oh sure, I drag a 90-kilogram falcon out of the water and everyone buys it. But I claim to catch one big fish and suddenly everyone's a skeptic. Please continue your story, Monsieur Kingsley. Oh, right. So anyway, the king of all people happens to be walking by with his entourage. And they all clapped and cheered and came over to see the fish. And then the king says, I'm hungry. Let's cook this fellow up. And then he just walks off with my fish. Can you believe that? Yeah. I can't believe that. Seems like something a royal penguin would do. Did you at least get paid for your fish? Oh yes, one of the royal guards was nice to flip a 1 franc my way. 1 franc, you may well just flip the bird. No offense. Haha, so the king supports the local fishing industry. I'm writing this down. I have no idea if the story will be of any use to us, but we appreciate your time, monsieur. Good day to you. Bye, monsieur, fisherman. Hey, don't call me a fisherman. Man, this king is one hell of a person. Maybe the marketplace has something good. Time for shopping, Falcon? Maybe later. For now, we need to find people who have spoken to the king. He's been known to pass through Les Halles on occasion, so if we're lucky... Hey, monsieur, it's us, remember? We remember. Are you keeping well, madame? Absolutely never been better. So what can I sell you today? Information. We're looking for positive stories about the king. I don't suppose that you have any. The king? No, I haven't got nothing to say about the king. The king's, smelly egg thief. Quiet, child. You know what they say about the king having spies everywhere. Spies? Calm down, Sparrows. In the room of the king having an elaborate spy network are patently untrue. And how do you explain the shutdown banquets, huh? The government's clamping down on anyone who dissents, you know. Let's get this conversation back on track. Joey, can you tell us why the king's a smelly egg thief? My name's not Joey. It's nothing you need to concern yourselves with, messieurs. Please go on. Please go on, madame. Don't worry. We aren't spies. At least, I don't think we are. I know. I trust you guys. See, a couple years ago, we were running a shop, an antiques and odds and ends shop. And we had an egg. It was this golden egg, super precious. We must have bought that thing for 200 francs. It was easily worth 10 times that. We're pining on making a nice tidy sum from it. I see. An investment egg, so what happened? Well, one day we were visited by the king, no less. And old King Lou Phil shows an interest in our egg. So we were thinking this would be our chance to make bank, right? But then the geezer just goes and waddles off with it. Without paying you? Oh yeah, he paid us all right. What's this? The coin of one of the king's gods flipped our way. It isn't even French. I think this is British. One of those crazy imperial unit coins from a crazy imperial country. I have no idea what the British-French exchange rate is, but can we buy this off you, madam? Put your wallet away and keep it. It's worthless to me. Losing that egg bankrupted us. It's put us out on the streets. But now we bounce back. Saltine and gambade better than ever. That's excellent to hear. Anyway, we must take our leave. You've been a huge help, madame. We're going to go kick the king's butt and get your egg back. Hold on, we're supposed to be on the defense. Alright, then I guess it's just Le Canard Joyous. Just the dodo. Ah, she's a dodo! I wanted to see. Madame Cornell. Quick question. Have you ever said the King of France? Ha ha! Good one, Han. That's hilarious. Hey, me serving the king. Me! Would you like some wine, your majesty? Tee. Can't wait to serve the king of Denmark. I think that was a no. And I think you might be right. Inspector Valerdi? Hello, Inspector. Falcon! Falcon. Yes. I think I made a mistake. I'll say these. Do I see 2 empty bottles of Russian vodka? It's a mystery how you're still standing. No! Listen. This is important. Inspector, we should have this conversation when you're a little more sober. No, Falcon, listen, Falcon. Falcon, I thought you were the one here. The what? The Viridian Killer. The man who injured me in the Joie Revolution. Thought I was the Viridian Killer. How did you even come to that conclusion? I saw that you changed your name around 1830 and you made an assumption. Wait, is this why you gave Severin a tip-off? Were you trying to lure the animal after me or something? I'm sorry, Falcon. It was a mistake. Do you forgive me? Yes. Yeah, sure. I forgive you for assuming that I'm a mass murderer and then for nearly killing me and Severin in order to prove it. Oh, then, thank you, Falcon. Now listen closely, Inspector, and I have a favor to ask of you. A favor for you? Yeah, fine. Maybe we should wait until the inspector's a little more coherent. No, I want to help. I must pay my debt. Excellent. So Severin and I are planning a case. A very big case against the King of France. We intend on trying him before the rebels can get their hands on him. When the rebellion starts up, we would like you to bring the king to the courthouse. Do you think you can do that? Inspector? Treason! You are sympathizers to the rebel cause. I like how every time he hiccups, he just rotates his head left and right. This isn't treason, Inspector. We're ensuring the safest outcome to inevitable revolution. You are treason. You are you're scum. Told you. Incoherent. Yeah, I guess you were right, Sparrowson. Well, Inspector, maybe you should contact us if you change your mind. And once you've sobered up. Are we ready to hit the road? Yes. Yep, let's make a move. Who would have thought that we'd start a game as just being a nice, you know, Eagle Falcon attorney, and in the end we're trying the King of France for treason. What's the plan for today? Hitting Lavoie, checking out Laos, maybe? Actually, I was thinking... Severin, how rude. Don't they teach you to knock? No time for bickering, JJ, it's time. Time for what? The trial, you dunce, already? Large protests have started to form at the Place de la Concorde. No doubt it'll turn into an unruly mob before long. The spirit of revolution is in the air. We must act now. I'm going to start the necessary preparations at the courthouse, so I need you to get the king from the Palais Royal. Want me to drag the king to the courthouse? I'm not even sure I could drag him out from his chair. Use diplomacy, you dolt. I'm sure you'll think of something. Right, come along, Sparrowson. We have a king to defend. Falcon and Sparrowson rush across the city. Scores of angry eyes watch the pair's every movement. Cocorico is right. The spirit of revolution is in the air. Outside the Palais Royal, a crowd has started to form. The royal guards watch in nervous anticipation. $30,600 and... Save it. We're number one. You again? Shouldn't you be in jail? There's no time for that nonsense. Your Majesty, we need you to come with us. Why? There's a sale on fish at La Halls. I hear there's a sale on fish at La Halls. Trying to tempt the king with sales? That's a bold tactic. Thank you, Monsieur, but I've had all the fish I could eat this week. Some nice kingfisher graciously gifted me an enormous catfish. Needless to say, I'm stuffed. I suppose we'll try something else. There's a group of angry rebels outside. Angry, bloodthirsty rebels outside who wish to tear you limb from limb. Come with me and I might be able to get you to safety. Very funny, my child, but I know that there's no possible way that my own citizens could hate me. Perhaps you, my shores, would like another visit to the Conciergerie. That won't be necessary, beloved king, citizen king. We need a different tactic. There's a trial. Well, why didn't you say so? I love trials. Ooh, am I needed to give a testimony? Please say it so. As a matter of fact, yes, I think you will need to give a testimony. Oh, goody, goody, goody. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go. Your Majesty, would you like to observe a trial of your own? Did anyone spot us? I don't think so. It's still early. The cards are just full. With any luck, we can get this trial over with before anyone realizes what's going on. You. Uh-oh. You treasonous scumbags who actually captured the king. Captured? Clearly a joke, Your Majesty. Ah, very subtle. I like it. So it's true. You do intend to hold a trial. Your actions are utterly despicable. You are all on the same level as the filthy rebel dissenters. Do you intend to stop us, Inspector? On any other day I would. You are rotten lawbreakers through and through. I want nothing more than to see you tried and punished for your traitorous stances, but I owe a debt to you, Falcon, and to Monsieur Cocorico. So you let us pass? I have ordered for a dozen National Guards to set a perimeter around the entrance of the Palais de Justice. Rebels will inevitably catch word that the king is here. They will try to storm the building. And when they do, we will be ready to hold them off. That's amazing. Thank you, Inspector. Go on, before I change my mind. All right. right, settle down, everyone, settle down. Oh, should I be standing here? Am I in the right place? Where you are is perfect, Your Majesty. Now is everyone here? JJ Falcon present, defense is ready, Your Honor. Severin Cocorico present, prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Oh, this'll be good. I wonder who's at trial. Are the jury all here? All present and accounted for, Your Honor. Everything seems to be ordered. The court is now in session for the trial of King Louis Philippe. Oh, that's me! Wait, what? Calm down, Your Majesty. We're simply prosecuting you for a short list of 32 crimes against the French people. What is this madness? Did you set me up for this? Well, yes and no. We're your defense, Your Majesty. I'm so confused. The process is simple. I'll state a charge that is being leveled at you and present my evidence for the charge. You and your defense will then have an opportunity to present your own counter-evidence. I'm even more confused. Just let us do the talking, Your Majesty. We're doing this for your own good. Wouldn't want you to end up like old Louis XVI now, would we? Let us proceed. Prosecution, present your first charge. King Louis Philippe, you are being charged with neglecting the lower class of the nation. Your continued support of Guazat's outdated policies have resulted in an ever-growing wage gap. Poverty is rampant, and also forced to turn to begging, thievery, and burglary just to survive. How do you justify this vile attitude? Goodness, you're going straight for the jugular, aren't you? I'm a good person. I don't hate poor people. I feel mild contempt for them, certainly, but don't we all? See, this is not the type of thing you say. I feel mild contempt. Please allow me to do the talking, Your Majesty. Severin, the king is far kinder to poor people. The general populace has been led to believe. Some would even describe him as a general philanthropist. Who would describe him as a general philanthropist? Some would. You're going to have to do better than that. Show me an example. Just one example of the king being generous to a poor person. Oh my god. Okay, that doesn't help. That doesn't help. Ah, financial advice for the poor. That's generous. I would like to present this story. It's the account of a person who was a sick and starving beggar. One day, this beggar was approached by the king. Did the king offer the beggar money? No. He offered something far better. He offered the beggar financial advice. That's true, I did do that. Where is that beggar now? He runs a successful business that can pull 40 francs from a single client transaction. Amazing, and the ex-beggar tributes the king for his radical transformation? Well, he didn't say so directly, but it was implied. Interesting. Would you mind telling us the name of this person? Renard Volps. He's a man named Renard Volps. Oh, Renard Volps, the trickster and con artist who runs the deplorable private investigation service. You're familiar with him? Of course, that fox has been meddling in trials and disturbing investigations for years. This is the caliber of a person that's produced by the king's financial advice, then we should all be deeply concerned. Oh dear. Outside the Palais Royal, protesters charge the building's gates, effortlessly overcoming the royal guards. Looters take the opportunity to overrun and ransack the building. Where on earth is that accursed king? Piero! No sign of up by him. Rumor is that he's gone and fled the building, same as Guazat. The Prime Minister and the king both fled before we even started our assault. How was that even possible? Madame Beaumont, I have found someone who may be of use. Oh dear. A royal guard? Nice find, Fontaine. Speak duck, tell us where the king is. Ha! You think me a common turncoat? I would have you know that I'm the mighty Officer Beck. I would sooner die than betray my country. Okay. The Palais de Justice. A couple of lawyers came and took him to the Palais de Justice. That was easy. Piero, Fontaine, gather the crowd. We're marching on the Palais de Justice. What are we up to? Charge 12? Please continue, prosecutor. Very well. King Louis Philippe, you stand accused of crushing small business in favor of supporting wealthier industry giants. Such a nepotic attitude only serves to discourage people from forming their own enterprises. I disagree. As a self-made businessman, the king has constantly shown his support for all businesses, big and small. Another ludicrous assertion from the defense. Prove me wrong, JJ. When has the king ever shown support for a grassroots business? Toussaint! I would like to present this story as the account of a fisherman. Angler. Sorry, angler who recently caught an enormous catfish from the Seine. Some say the fish was as large as 2 meters. Upon catching the fish, the king congratulated the man and offered him compensation for his efforts. Compensation for his efforts? You mean he bought the fish? In so many words, yes. Well, putting aside how weak an example that is of a man supporting local business, I see a much more pressing issue. There is no way that a fisherman caught a 2-meter catfish from the Seine. What if he had killer bait, like, say, a box of high-end chocolates? Ludicrous! Nobody would be stupid enough to use chocolates as a fishing bait. You guys can't be serious. Oh my god, this is just hilarious. Outside the doors of the Tribunal des Grands, Inspector Valerti watches the ever-growing crowd of protesters. The National Guard poise their bayonets, keeping the angry mob at bay. Disgusting rabble with a lot of them. Oh, looks like the guards are letting someone through. An emissary of the rebels, or perhaps one who considers themselves a leader. Are you the officer in charge of this barricade? I am. Came to talk to you directly. I feel we can settle this maturely. No violence, no casualties. Wouldn't that be marvelous? We only have one demand, that is that you stand aside and let me escort the king out of the building. Grant me that and I will order the crowd to disperse. I don't know if this is your first resolution, mademoiselle, but it certainly isn't mine. If your protesters want the king, then they will have to get past the line of National Guards, and I don't think your people have the skill, equipment, or raw numbers to accomplish such a feat. I believe we're up to the last charge, are we not? Correct. Charge 32. King Louis-Philippe, you are accused of being an imbecile. You are mentally unfit to run this country. No need to get personal. It isn't a crime to be an idiot, Severine. Thankfully, if it were, we would all be doing hard time right now. Illegal? No, but it does raise a question of why we are giving an idiot so much power. Let's not follow the example of Great Britain, who let the mad King George III rule for decades past his prime. King Louis-Philippe is neither mad nor stupid. He's an intelligent and competent individual. I'll have you know that I'm only competent on prune days. Your Majesty, please stop talking. You've chosen an impossible battle, JJ. The King's idiocy is widely accepted. I urge you to prove me wrong. Show me one shred of evidence the King is not a blithering idiot. I would like to present this account given by a local librarian. He asserts that the king is somewhat of an avid reader. Picture books don't count, JJ. Oh, I had no idea an expansive history of the Macedonian Empire was a picture book. The thing has been known to check out as many as a dozen thick books in a single day, covering a whole range of subjects. Face the facts, Severine, the king is an educated man. Perhaps test is in order. That won't be necessary. What was the name of that book you mentioned? An expensive history of the Macedonian Empire. Tell me, Your Majesty, where is Macedonia? Where? Yes, I'll even make it easy. Just tell us the name of the continent. What continent is Macedonia in? What do you think Louis-Philippe could possibly idiotically say? I have no clue what is about to come out of his mouth, but you know it's gonna be stupid. You can do this, Your Majesty. It's a 1 in 7 shot. Can he really do it? I want to say Africa, but I've got it. London. Oh, mon Dieu. I think we're done here, Your Honor. As I have demonstrated in excruciating detail, the king is incompetent, lazy, stupid, and occasionally malicious. He isn't fit to run a bakery, let alone a nation. Very well, prosecutor. Does the defense have anything to add? Is there really anything we can add? I love how the judge just keeps looking back and forth like, No. No, Your Honor. I've defended this man to the best of my abilities and I have nothing more to say. Very good. Then I shall now converse with the jury. We shall determine precisely which crimes the king is guilty of and decide on an appropriate punishment. Punishment? Lawyer man, you have to do something. I'm scared. Calm down, Your Majesty. The whole purpose of the trial was to see that your punishment is fair and fitting. You're not going to end up with your head on a spike. At least I don't think you will. That Mademoiselle is returning, how naive. Negotiations are over, Mademoiselle. Once again, I ask that you let me pass. Let me extract the king without issue, and then we shall be on our way. I warn you, the protesters are getting rowdy any minute now. They might charge on their own accord. Your commitment to pacifism is admirable, but you are brimming with naivety, Mademoiselle. Be on your way. Tisk, tisk, I warned you that your methods were too passive, Madame. That foul voice. Show yourself, wolf. You're the friar who gave me the tip-off about the croque monsieur. Is my information no good, Inspector? Do not say how and when you could reach the croque monsieur. You omitted a few details. Your words almost killed a few acquaintances of mine. Well, Inspector, it seems you and I agree on something. This wolf has a forked tongue. There's no need to direct your hatred at me, Madame. I came here to give you a gift. A peace offering. You have nothing to offer. I most certainly do. Did you know that the tunnels of the sleeping city wind straight underneath the Palais de Justice? It's true. If one were to put enough gunpowder in the right spot, one could even take an entire side of the building down. What are you prattling on about? How much gunpowder do you think it would take, Madame? 50 kilograms? 100? Maybe 200 kilograms just to be safe? Friar, tell me you didn't. The fuse is lit. In 20 seconds, the pillars of the Palais de Justice will fall like the Temple of Dagon. Running will do you no good, you brother-killing pute. You're bluffing. There will be no explosion. You would like that to be the case, wouldn't you, Inspector? But unfortunately for you, the Viridian Killer emerges one last time. You! I must congratulate you, JJ. No, Falcon, you argued excellently. I'm as unsure of the Penguin's fate as you are, but one thing is for certain. You could not have done your job any better. Thank you, Cocorico. After a small amount of deliberation, we have come to a decision. Find the defendant, King Louis Philippe, to be... Mon Dieu! What was that? An explosion. It sounded like it came from right outside. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but, in a matter of speaking, how to put this? For pity's sake, spit it out, monsieur. Rebels! It's the rebels. There was a big explosion at the entrance. The rebels are pouring into the building as we speak. You had the rabbit. Everybody clear out. Your Honor, quickly, what was the verdict? Really? In a time like this, there's no better time. Exile! Now get out of here! Court is adjourned! A valiant effort, Falcon, but we're both out of time and options. The rebels want the king so badly they can take him. You can't say that. The rooster's got a point, Falcon. Let's just turn the king over and let him receive his dues. We've done all we can. No, you two give up far too easily. Spare some, Cocorico. We're escorting the king to R&M Associates. Renaud's place, what can he do? If anyone has the power to make the king disappear, it would be that conniving fox. Yeah, that might just work. Come along, Your Majesty. Oh dear, oh dear. Come on, Cocorico. No time to dawdle. I'm saying, for there to be any chance of your ridiculous plan succeeding, someone must stay behind to delay the rebels. Cocorico, go. I've got this. Good luck. That damned wolf nearly killed the lot of us. You? You're the one harboring the king? It's a pleasure to see you two again, madame. Don't get snarky. Where is he? You're too late. The king has long left the building. For all I know, he could be halfway to Guadalupe by now. So he's already gone. Damn, there goes my opportunity to enact justice. Enact justice. You should have seen the trial, madame. Everything was official, professional, and logical. It was the most brilliant display of justice that I've ever seen. But the king is in the process of receiving a fitting punishment. Cocorico, did my father receive a fitting punishment when you were the prosecutor at his trial 10 years ago? No, madame. But every day since then I've strived towards justice, and I shall continue to do so for the rest of my life. See that you do. Do hurry up, Your Majesty. This is taking forever. You aren't going any further. It's that friar! I'm not going to let you take another step towards the king. I didn't come here for the king. I came to kill you, JJ Falcon. Very well. Sparson, take the king and hurry to Renaud's. I'll handle this monster. Are you sure you'll be okay? I can handle one crippled wolf. Okay, come on, Your Majesty. That explosion at the courthouse. That wasn't just the rebels, was it? Hey, of course not. That was to take out the murderous pute who killed my brother. Madame Beaumont. She was the madame who pulled the trigger, but it was your words that sentenced him. And I would do it again. You and your brother are heinous individuals. call us what you like. It doesn't matter anymore. Your blood must pay for his. An eye for an eye. That is the way of the judges of old. You don't appear armed. I don't need a gun or sword to kill you. There are 100 kilograms of gunpowder beneath our very feet. One more step and this entire area will go. Vile scum! Inspector, just in time. You look a little singed. Did you hear that explosion, Monsieur Vulpes? I did. It seems the rumors are true, Mousy. The revolution is in full swing. Go on, get in there. Visitors, Monsieur Vulpes, visitors. I wonder who... Oh my, King Louis Philippe. Good afternoon, Your Majesty. Are you Monsieur Vulpes? I am, and this is my companion, Mousy. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Your Majesty. I must admit, I rarely have a gentleman of your caliber in this office. Please have a seat, Mousy. Fetch His Majesty some tea. Right away. I hear you can make people disappear. Ah, yes, a new identity, a new face. Indeed, I can make that happen. Of course, there is a price. How much? Normally, such a service would cost 100 francs, but for you, Your Majesty, 10,000. 10,000 francs? I don't carry that sort of money on my person. I'm sure you can find a way. That crown on your head and egg in hand would surely be enough to pay for this exquisite service. You are a crook, Monsieur Vulpes. Now, let's not call each other names. We are both grown men. Let's see. You'll need a disguise. Ah, here we go. Go ahead, put this on. How do I look? Mousy, could you come in here for a moment, please? What is it, Monsieur Vulpes? Oh, who is this cockatoo? Where did King Louis Philippe go? You see, Your Majesty? It's that convincing? Of course, but we'll have to give you a new name and identity to match your new look. You need a name that is not original yet ordinary. Some subtle yet exquisite. John Smith? Brilliant, Mousy. Your name is now John Smith. You are an upstanding English gentleman. Je m'appelle John Smith. That's no good. We'll have to work on your English accent. Repeat after me. My name is John Smith. My name is Jane Smith. Wow, did you grow up in London, Your Majesty? Your accent is impeccable. Really? Tell him, Mousy. I didn't understand any of it, so it must have been perfect English. Disguise, name, accent. I think we're all set. Are you ready, Mr. Smith? I don't think so. Of course you're ready. Flee, Monsieur, flee. Take a horse to Calais, and from there, hire a boat to take you to the shores of England. You think he'll make it to England, Monsieur Vulpes? With that disguise, Mousy, I think our client would be lucky to make it down the street. Come on, let's return this egg to Saltane. Saltane. Ha! He specifically made it terrible. But he got the golden egg back for Saltane. Or Saltane. Saltane. I don't know. Come on, bird brain. Time's a-wasting. Well, look who finally decided to get up. Give me a break. My legs are killing from running all over Paris. Besides, we just had the case of a century. I think we're allowed one day to relax. Let's play some Jacques Noir. Nuh-uh. Look at this stack of mail we have to reply to. Mail? Inspector Valerdi has asked us to sign off on some paperwork regarding the death of Friar Remus. Cocorico wants to arrange a lunch meeting to discuss potential future collaborative projects. And Madame Beaumont has asked us to establish a constitution for the Second Republic, if you can believe that. Plus, we have like a dozen requests for legal work from other citizens of Paris. Guess word has gotten around about our involvement in the king's trial, huh? Mon Dieu. So much to do. But all I want is to take a holiday. Hey, Falcon, do you think we're about to see some changes? Changes? The old king is gone, the prime minister's resigned, the Second Republic is kicking off. Just saying, do you think this could be the start of a new era of peace for Paris? Yes. I think it just might be. Sparrowson. Don't get me wrong, I'm certain that this isn't the last revolt Paris will ever see, not by a long shot. Maybe for now we have a brief moment of harmony. A brief moment of harmony, that sounds nice. But enough talk about politics, Sparrowson. Let's go pick up some breakfast. Sounds good. I feel like pains au chocolat. Hey, we beat the game. So, what did you guys think of Aviary Attorney? Was it more than what you expected? Was it less? Was it good? Was it bad? It was definitely unique. I really like the artwork for it, and the fact that it devolved into such a huge, like, revolutionary style game was hilarious, to say the least. Finn. You have reached the end of Route B, Eaglete. The ending you received was determined by the decisions made in Chapter 3. Try tackling the trial in the catacombs differently. Thank you for playing. So, obviously, there are two endings. 4A and 4B. 4A happens if, you don't save, Cocorico and you let him die. And then ending 4C apparently is unavailable. So. But I mean, there's like one or two other different things that change stuff. But yeah. I mean, there's one last meh. Ugh. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I think it was a good game. I am glad that Cozy wanted to see it and suggested it as one of those one-off, which actually ended up being a two-off game. It was fun. And, yeah. I think that we have seen what we wanted to see. And I think we'll call that for now. Tomorrow we'll have our normal Friday game. And obviously Saturday, starting at the normal 12 p.m. noon EST, we'll be doing the birthday stream of Sandland. So, you're still very much enjoying the emotes because he added? Well, that's very good. So, I know. We're doing some Chaos Shuffle tonight. So, anyway, that is going to be it for us today. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. And until the next time, everybody, stay funky, people.